Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
5 o'clock.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Andrew Cannon. Coming up in the news for this Saturday, October 19, 2024, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang defends imposition of curfews in Manchester, reiterating that they are a key tool in managing crime. National Honours and Awards ceremony relocated to the National Sports Centre amidst forecasts of inclement weather conditions. Male motorcyclist killed in collision along Washington Boulevard, St. Andrew this morning. In news from the region, hurricane warnings have been issued for the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands as Tropical Storm Oscar has been upgraded to hurricane status. While on the international scene, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are making their final pitches to voters, barnstorming the swing states that will decide the November election. While in sports, in the English Premier League, Bournemouth ended 10-man Arsenal's unbeaten start to the season. The details after this.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang is reiterating that curfews are a key tool in managing crime. Dr. Chang says the ability to control a space directly correlates with preventing perpetrators from entering and leaving the space. Speaking on Thursday during a visit to Mandeville, which has seen a surge in violent crimes, he pointed to statistics to highlight that curfews have worked generally across Jamaica and particularly in Manchester. Minister Chang, who visited the communities of Albion and Mayday to address the situation firsthand, assured residents that the curfews and enhanced police operations are part of a strategic approach aimed at curbing violence and restoring public safety. The security minister has also noted that the Jamaica Constabulary Force has made significant progress, having apprehended a number of key players during this period and resolving 76% of the crimes reported in the parish this year. Nevertheless, he emphasized the necessity of continuing curfews, stressing that the government has no interest in locking down businesses or interfering with the entertainment industry, but is instead prioritizing the protection of lives. Meanwhile, a 48-hour curfew has been imposed in sections of the St. Andrew North Division. The curfew began at 6 p.m. Friday and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Sunday, October 20. The areas affected are Erie Castle Road, Brooks Level Road, Golden Spring Road, Seaview Road, Lipscomb Avenue, and Stony Hill. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. And the 48-hour curfew has been imposed in the Grange Hill community in Westmoreland. The districts affected are Geneva, Top Lincoln, Kings Valley, Belle Isle Road, and Crowder. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Friday and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. Sunday, October 20. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized by the ground commander. A male motorcyclist aged 26 is dead following a collision along Washington Boulevard in the vicinity of Patrick Drive this morning around 1:40. The accident involved a grey Nissan Tida motorcar and a CBR motorcycle. According to police reports, both vehicles were traveling in opposite directions along Washington Boulevard, with the Honda motorcycle traveling easterly while the Nissan Tida motorcar traveled in a westerly direction. Upon reaching the vicinity of Patrick Drive, it is alleged that the driver of the Honda motorcycle disobeyed the traffic light and collided into the Nissan motorcar that was making a right turn onto Patrick Drive. The driver of the Honda motorcycle was pronounced dead upon arrival at hospital. Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport Olivia Babsy Grange is honoring the memory of dance pioneer Tony Wilson. Wilson, who died on Thursday, was the founder and former artistic director of the Company Dance Theatre, as well as a founder and former principal dancer of the National Dance Theatre Company (NDTC). Minister Grange is remembering Wilson as one of the best dancers and choreographers produced by Jamaica, with a deep involvement in mentoring generations of dancers. The minister is expressing her sincere condolences to his family, friends and associates, and to the dance fraternity. Meanwhile, opposition spokesperson on cultural and creative industries, Dr. Deborah Hickling Gordon, has also extended her condolences in the wake of Wilson's passing. She says Wilson's spirit will continue to inspire and uplift on Jamaican stages and beyond. The Office of the Governor General is advising that the National Honours and Awards ceremony, originally scheduled to be held at King's House at 9 a.m. on Monday, has been relocated to the National Indoor Sports Centre. This is due to predicted inclement weather. Additionally, the customary post-event reception at King's House has been cancelled. The Office of the Governor General says it regrets any inconvenience this may cause and is asking for the public's understanding. The National Housing Trust (NHT) is encouraging mortgagors to take advantage of its 10+ loan program, through which they can access home improvement loans of up to $3.5 million after 10 years. The encouragement has come from Assistant General Manager of Corporate Communications and Public Affairs, Dwayne Burbick. He says the facility is designated for home expansions, bathroom renovations, roof repairs, and various other improvement projects. Mr. Burbick noted that the interest rate for the 10+ loan varies according to a borrower's income, ranging from 0% to a maximum of 5%. He also says the repayment period is flexible, lasting up to 20 years or until the borrower reaches age 70, which comes first. Mr. Burbick is encouraging homeowners to apply as soon as they qualify to take advantage of the repayment terms, which can result in smaller, more manageable monthly payments. Interested individuals are encouraged to reach out to the NHT for further information and guidance on the application process. To news now from the region, Tropical Storm Oscar has been upgraded to hurricane status. Oscar, the 15th named storm of the hurricane season, formed as a tropical storm just east of the Turks and Caicos Islands before quickly becoming a hurricane on Saturday. Hurricane warnings have been issued for the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. The island of Cuba is also expected to be affected, with a hurricane watch being issued for the provinces of Guantanamo, Holguin, and Las Tunas. The hurricane watch notably comes amidst ongoing fuel shortages and power outages in Cuba. Elsewhere in the region, Tropical Storm Nadine formed off Mexico's southern Caribbean coast and is expected to continue moving inland across Belize. A tropical storm warning is currently in effect for Belize City and parts of Mexico. On the international scene, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are making their final pitches to voters, barnstorming the swing states that will decide the November election. On Saturday, Harris campaigns in Michigan and Georgia, while Trump is scheduled to hold rallies in North Carolina and Pennsylvania. Early voting has begun in 26 of 50 U.S. states, with the 2024 presidential election little more than 2 weeks away. On Friday, the judge overseeing Trump's 2020 election conspiracy criminal case released new evidence denying a request to delay the process due to the vote. The latest polls suggest Harris has a small lead over Trump, but they are neck and neck in the battlegrounds. Now to sport. Bournemouth ended 10-man Arsenal's unbeaten start to the season after William Saliba was shown the first red card of his career at Vitality Stadium. France international Saliba was dismissed inside the opening half an hour, having tripped Evan Linson close to the centre circle after being put under unnecessary pressure by Leandro Trossard's poor pass. It was a situation which the little chasing Gunners had already salvaged potentially crucial points against both Manchester City and Brighton, although this time the challenge was to do so for more than 60 minutes. Their stubborn resistance was finally broken when Ryan Christie fired brilliantly in the top corner following a clever corner routine. With 20 minutes remaining, substitute Justin Kluivert flicking on Lewis Cook's low pass into the penalty area. Kluivert then put any hope of a recovery beyond Arsenal by confidently converting his penalty 9 minutes later. After club record £40 million summer signing, Evan Linson was brought down by David Raya. And now for a recap of the top stories making nationwide news at this hour. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang defends imposition of curfews in Manchester, reiterating that they are a key tool in managing crime. National Honours and Awards ceremony relocated to the National Indoor Sports Centre amidst forecasts of inclement weather conditions. Male motorcyclist killed in collision along Washington Boulevard, St. Andrew this morning. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. News is next at 9 tomorrow morning, but stay tuned because up next is Sports Nation Live with Wayne Walker.
Escape to the tranquility of Spur Tree HomeAway Villas, a placid getaway featuring 3 unique accommodations. The spacious main house offers 6 aesthetically pleasing designed bedrooms, 3.5 baths, smart lock access, and modern amenities like smart TVs. Enjoy the cozy 2-bedroom suite with private baths, or retreat to the intimate 1-bedroom suite. Relax by the pool or explore Spur Tree HomeAway Villas. Book with us today. Contact 347-307-3732 or 646-824-5232.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM.
Is that really Cliff News talking?
Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour. Fired.
Also, tune into the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Was Cliff News really talking like that?
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
But is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
As a parent, you give your children a good start in life. You nurture, protect, and guide them. Parenting is a process that prepares your child for independence. As your child grows and develops, there are many things you can do to help your child. Stay tuned to The Big Show, Nationwide this morning, for parenting tips. Fridays at 6:53 a.m. Only here will you learn everything you need to know about parenting. Tips to help parents navigate the incredibly challenging and rewarding journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Good afternoon, good afternoon. It's Saturday, October 19 in the year of our Lord, 2024. If you bowl it, we'll hit you for 6. If you pass it, we'll score it. Give us a pool and we'll dive right in. And as fast as the starter's gun fires, we're right there at the finish line. My name is Wayne Walker. This is Sports Nation Live right here on Nationwide 90 FM. If you're watching on the Flow channel, it's 916. You can tune in there as well. You can also tune into our program live on our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM. And remember to like, subscribe, and to share our content. And we open the lines as usual at 7:30. And we'll open the line at 7:30 to take your calls. The numbers to call, 876-630-9371, and it goes up to 4. So it's 876-630-9371, 9372, 9373, and 9374. And of course, coming up in the show, we'll be talking football, cricket. We'll be also talking motorsport. We'll talk boxing. And we'll also give you updates on the scores going on in the schoolboy football leagues around the country. And the Manning and the Costa Cup competitions will be updating you on those as well. And as I said, if you call us at 876-639371, it goes up to 4 when we open the phone lines to take your calls at 7:30 this evening. And as I mentioned, we'll be talking boxing, we'll be talking football. We can't do a sports show without talking football. Of course, we're going to be talking motorsport as well, and a little bit of tennis. We'll be hearing from the president of the Jamaica Tennis Association, Mr. John Azar, a little later on. And of course, we've got our NFL segment at 6:30 with the great Jerome Jarrett. He should be here with his crew a little later on this afternoon. And EPL updates, we'll give you those. We'll be making a link in Portland in a short while. There's a doubleheader in the Costa Cup football at Carter Park. We'll be telling you about that. In fact, we'll be joining live in a short while our reporter down there in Port Antonio. In fact, we're going to make the connection with him now. And of course, on Monday every year, Mr. Clive Busy Campbell, the eyes of the football fraternity locally, is on wherever he keeps it. He takes it all around the country, and one year I think he went down to Montego Bay as well. We'll be talking to Busy in just a little while as we try to give you the updates on some of the schoolboy football matches around the country. We're going to be linking live now in about a minute or so with Carter Park. There's a doubleheader down there, so let's get that out of the way, and then we'll get to Busy because he has somewhere. I guess we have him now online. Let's go there. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Lift your voice a bit for me, please.
Yes.
Brilliant.
The second half is about to start.
No. Before we go to the second half is about to start, let the people know who we're talking to.
Winston Malcolm from Nationwide.
And of course, Winston is our correspondent in Portland. So, Winston, you're at Carter Park. There was a doubleheader there today. The second half in the second game is about to start. But before you tell us about the second game, how the first game ended?
Upper Grove beat Denby 4-3 to a hat-trick from their Shane Miller scored 3 goals and put Upper Grove at top of the table on 6 points. So that game ended about an hour ago. The second half is about to start in the match between between Petrie High School of Portland and Glenmore of Clarendon. So Glenmore is leading 2-0 at halftime.
Glenmore leading by 2-0 at halftime.
Glenmore have the better play so far.
Yeah. What sort of turnout that we have down there, Mr. Malcolm?
It's a packed mini stadium.
Wow. Can just imagine a doubleheader. Portland people love their football. It's just that the schools down that area have not been of any great success. Let's see what they can do this year. Did it rain?
Yeah, we had rain this morning. We have rain up to about 1 o'clock today. But it's clear blue skies now.
Yes.
And the game, Portland are having a feast of football today, a doubleheader.
Right.
And the crowd is here. Clarendon, Glenmore supporters came out in their numbers.
Oh.
They are seeking their second win. They won 2-0 against Clarendon last week.
No, actually this week. It's actually on Thursday they did it.
Thursday, yes.
Yes.
Thursday last week.
Yeah, the days are moving fast. Don't worry about it.
So they are about now to pick up their second win.
Well, it's in the second half, so let's see what happens before we jump ahead of ourselves. You hear? Because you never know.
But when I'm telling you, Glenmore is really playing superb football.
I put it this way: if anybody else wins the Costa Cup this year outside of Glenmere, I'd be totally surprised. I think they're a class above the rest of the Costa Cup teams. All of them. All of them.
Totally.
Yes. They're a
but I'm
class
telling you,
team.
it's a cool afternoon in Portland.
Good.
And the crowd is at Carter Park.
Yes.
The Glenmore came with their marching band, and they are keeping the place alive.
It's a festival down there, man.
Portland are silent.
It's not like a festival down there, Mr. Malcolm. Tell you what, we're going to join you at the end of the game. However, if there's another goal, you can touch base with us and we'll announce it. But we're going to join you for another live report at the end of the game. You hear?
Okay, Mr. Walker.
All right, take care, Mr. Malcolm. Thanks a lot. And while we're on the updates, let's just give you one or two more. Well, these are not updates, these are final scores. Ocherius, they beat Cedric Titus by 4-0. Spot Valley, they lost 2-1 to Kemsill. Happy Grove, the game Mr. Malcolm just told us about, they beat Denby High School out of Clarendon 4-3. Frome Technical, the former champions, they beat Black River by 2-0. Let's now give you updates. Stats. Well, this is the Manning Cup. We're switching between Manning and the Costa Cup. Well, we're watching Camperdown against Calabar. They're just about 10 or so minutes to go, and it's 1-1 at the moment between Calabar and Camperdown. Camperdown took the lead at Calabar, and Calabar equalized about 3 or 4 minutes later. Vauxhall, they are leading Kingston Tech by 3-1. Look at this score. Jamaica College, they are leading Bridgeport High School by 7-1. Another latest, let's go back now to the Costa Cup. Christiana and St. Mary are goalless. Port Antonio 2, Yalos 1. McGrath, they're leading Garvey Maceo by 2-1. And it's 0-0 between Homewood Technical and Bel-Air High School. So we're giving you updates on the Costa and Manning Cup games around the country. Very, very crucial stage. Today is the last round of preliminary games in the Manning Cup. The Costa Cup is already into the round of 32. All right, so there's where we're at. All right, so as we mentioned on Monday, we're going to be heading, all of us, I take it, are going to be heading down to Emmett Park or Winchester Park. And, of course, it's to bring back the love, Busy. You could get closer to the microphone.
No, it's the 39th year of the Belzady.
Belzady. So, folks, let me just officially introduce Mr. Clive Busy Campbell. He's the main organizer of the Belzady game. And if you're not sure what the Belzady is about, it's Jackie Bell and Dennis Zadie. They died tragically in a motor vehicle accident in Mexico in 1986. I remember earlier in the day, Brazil played against France, at the Azteca, and then Germany was playing Mexico, I think, in the night game. And Mexico lost that game. The entire country went cock-a-hoop. And Dennis and Jackie, what was it? They were in the bus.
The flight.
Yes. Get closer to the microphone, please.
Because of the game went into overtime, they missed their flight, so they had to get a bus. They and Mr. Chang, Carl Chang from Western Sports, he was also on the bus. And, it's just unfortunate.
Yes.
And the thing is, I had left London, England, reached to Miami, and I was supposed to join them.
In Mexico?
Yeah, those days you didn't have to put ticket online. You just go and pay and go in. And it so happened that someone told me that the game is on TV in Jamaica. And I came home. And, I said, funny enough, a little game, 86 in June. And my good friend, Vivian Richards.
Yes.
I took Jackie to him because he was a captain of West Indies team 86 when he gave England the second 5-love.
Viv was. Yes.
Out here. And he wanted to meet Viv. So I took him as a brother. And when he was finished, Viv said to me, this man know about football, I know about cricket. I said, it's Gary Sober, him say he's, And, since.
Yes.
So when I called Viv and told him about it, he said to me, then you have to play the game when I can be here.
Yes.
So the next year, 87, which is the one officially start, I make sure the county cricket finished in September, and Viv says he's coming, and he brought his brother, Mervyn Richards.
Yes.
And I said, what a very, very good evening that day. I think the first person we honored was Carl Digalagi, former Georgian old boy,
right,
in Jamaica. And from then on, I said to myself, people must remember these names because they were coaches and they were also players for Jamaica.
Right.
So I just ask Creator just to give us the strength to just carry on.
Definitely. All right. So Monday now, it's a public holiday, and you do this every year, as you say. It's a 39th staging. How many games are you going to be having?
Just two.
Two
and
games.
The first game will be the Christian ambassadors against the referees.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we'll just do the presentation of the honorees. And you know who all the honorees
No,
are?
man, go right into the honorees, but I'm busy.
The honorees, Theodore Whitmore, Ian Pepe Goodison, Walter Blackerboyd, Linval Dixon, Key Sung Chin, which is Kippy Chin from St. George's, Chris James, he's the president of Barbican, Mr. Burrows, Manley Burrows, you know, he was the driver of the Reggae Boy.
Mr. Burrows, I hear he's not well.
Yeah, I saw him about 3 weeks or so, the first game over Portmore against Mount Pleasant. I saw him there. And then we have a gentleman named Ricardo Morgan. He went to the World Cup with Prendergast and Garwood.
Oh, yes. I remember Ricky Morgan.
He's a principal in St. Thomas, one of the schools in St. Thomas.
So those are the honorees. But busy, there's a lot of honorees.
Well,
Normally you have
3 or 4, yeah. But I said, you know, there's so many. So I just said, I'll just try and do it. It's a kind of pressuring on me. But 1 and 2 people I can say, they said I mustn't call the name. They're willing, about 3 persons help pay for the plaques. So that kind of give me a little relief.
Yes.
But we're just charging $5 to come.
$500.
Children under 12 free.
Free for
It's
children
coming
under
free.
12. So basically, how many of those honorees going to touch the field?
Well, Blacker Boys.
When
I told him, say, look, one of them said, busy. I play, do you know? I couldn't tell him, say, no.
Some top and I play.
Well, I don't know. Tomorrow I'll know from him.
Pepe.
He's playing. Well, he said he has to play too. So
Pepe is going to play as well.
That's what he said. Linval Dixon called me today. You want to play. So, you know, we're just saying it's a fun day.
Yes.
And they show a little trick or whatever talent they have still. And the good thing about this, the Bob Marley Foundation, with the museum, they have given some prizes that people come in, they can win to go to the museum.
Oh, free admission to the museum.
Yeah.
Because it costs a good money to go there.
I'm glad you know that. So, you know, someone a ticket, they will keep the sub and we'll draw it.
So you do a raffle kind of thing?
Yeah, we just put it in the bag. Yeah, you buy a ticket, the tier.
So when you buy your stub at Winchester Park, just keep the tab?
Yeah, keep it up. And then you call the number and, you know, that might be good. And there's some shirts like what I have here. Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. Okay, nice.
They'll be giving up. Well, they have to win it.
Yes.
Understand?
So how many minutes you giving Blacker?
Well, it depends. If you say you want an half, you'll get the half.
Blacker can play half of it.
No, I'm seeing him play by the Football Factory. He has a group that they play with. So, if they play half an hour, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's a day of fun.
And that's what I look forward to.
Yeah, why are you starting a tattoo though?
Yeah, because after that we have to go. You see, I'm the violent prevention person.
Ambassador for the JPL, the Jamaica Premier League?
And VPA, Violence Prevention Alliance. You see that banner that the kids carry?
Walk out with it. Okay.
One day, one piece. That's it. So I have to make sure there's a double header after that.
In the Premier League, yes.
Right.
Yes. And so that's where you're going to play at Waterhouse?
They're going to be up by Waterhouse. And 2 matches. Harborview will play in Waterhouse there.
Right.
But they have a game before. But I think it's TV games.
Yeah, they're both TV. It's Monday. Yeah, they're both TV games.
But I'll make sure. I have to make sure that the banners go out.
Oh, yes.
You know, even I went away a couple of weeks ago, second week, and I make sure the game was playing, and that's how it is.
Yes. All right, so give us some of the people who will be playing on the...
Well, I sent you a list with the referees.
Let them busy here, man. You know,
man. It's funny enough, Carl Tyrrell just sent me a list because he's in charge of the referee teams, it seems. And when I look and see all some ladies, like Odette Hamilton, what is it, Stephanie East, Daly Sam?
Hold a minute. Odette is going to play?
Well, no. I remember she played once. She's not bad, but there is sure to participate and just bring the love in.
Yes.
And you have Banton. You know, these FIFA referees are there.
Right.
You know, Dua, Stefan Dua. Just looking at some names that he had sent me. And I know whenever they come out, it's a competition with them and what do you call it? Christian ambassadors. Because they drew the last time.
Yeah, every year they have this thing between the two of them.
I don't mind. It's not a rivalry. It's just, I believe you have to have some Christianity in our life.
Of course. So busy. Let me just read the names that you sent me. Carl Tyrrell, Kenardo Hall, Stefan Dua, Sandy Edwards, Karen Wilson, there's Rolando Daly, Stephanie Daly Yising, of course I know Stephanie, Jermaine Yising, Carvel Banton, Romaro Francis, Andre Smith, Kevon Brown, Andre Gordon, Odette Hamilton. That's my girl, busy.
I didn't know.
We were in Paris. We were in Paris together at the Olympics. O'Shea Nation. There's Rickton Archer, Keaton Nichols, Andrew. Who is this Andrew? Just Andrew.
Just send me
Rolonzo Bennett, Sheldon Smalling, Alexi Perry, and Malika Reed. And that's the referee group. Yeah. What? So they're playing against Christian Ambassadors. And right.
I've got the list, but I know I'm just remembering that Mr. Emmons is the person who's in charge of the referees, and I know they have some pastors playing the team for sure. And it's a pity I didn't have the list that I could call out the names.
Right.
But I'll make sure you get it.
so the St. George's College Old Boys Invitational. Who won it?
I know Mackenzie, and I know Orlando Walters, Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo playing?
Yeah. He always play.
Yeah, Yo-Yo is a regular.
And I know madam name Mumu, Glenn Brown, Mumu. But they also, I don't know why they're waiting to submit the list late.
I was wondering, because you should have it here with you.
Right. So I said, I know the Georgian Old Boys Invitational it is.
Yes. Right, I see it here, right. St. George's College Old Boys Invitational. Yeah. So, against Masters and Celebrities. Right. So what the DJ them who game?
DJs as entertainers. Like Lally, Chris Martin assured me yesterday, he came and said, yes, he's here. I know Nesbitt just called, he said he's coming in for a Marcus show tomorrow, but he might be here too. What his name, Joshy? About 6 of them already, but it's a mix.
Okay.
Entertainers with masters and celebrities.
Right.
So,
Lally playing?
Yes, he's playing. He's a very good footballer.
That's why I asked if him playing, because he used to play at that decent level. So I know that.
But funny enough, they've been asking me for a young man that come from Nationwide.
Oh, that Cliff?
No, his name is.
You said young man. You said young man. Sorry.
George Davis.
Oh.
And them said that little man can play, but we don't see him come again, Mr. Busy.
Yeah, George is on leave. You call him?
I've been trying to get him. So I'm wondering if the contract is too big. I can't sign it. That's what I'm wondering.
No, man leave, man. If you try call him. Well, I don't know if he might drop in.
No, they asked me, if him, because him don't come bring. He came one of them, and they saw the talent he had.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, we'll prove him. Say he's okay. We gave him the pass.
Let me ask you a question. Oral play?
Well, I don't.
Oral is Michino.
But I don't think he can manage it.
I
don't think he can. Whenever you know what happened? Whenever having like the Bob Marley One Love, I'm gonna make sure I have a media team.
Busy.
We did that years ago.
We stop it.
Not really stop it.
That's how me stop playing.
Well, I've said I
remember about 3 I play down there,
But I can't in charge of media. So they have to really have someone and say, look, we're gonna play this.
And submit it to you.
And you have to be disciplined.
I'm not
showing no. You have to be disciplined. Referee decision is final. We are here just to enjoy our day, and it's all about One Love or Belzy, the memorial, or to bring back the love. I want to cut a little. You know what happened years ago when I was league director?
All right.
A game mash up in camp with Arnett and Tibali.
For real?
You don't remember that?
Oh yes. And it's a reason why they bring it at camp too,
And I wasn't there, and then. Being a league director, they had meeting and they say, the next game will play without spectators. I say, you're crazy. Football is a spectator sport. And it so happened that we must have the game with spectators. And I took my time out, ride on my bike, go down to the railway, talk to the coach, Admiral, go up on it, talk to them too. And I said, before the game start, I want 2 young men, walk out in front of the team and go to the middle circle and shake each other and embrace each other to send a signal to let them know that it's football we're here to play.
Yes.
And the game played.
Yes. I remember the days when Waterhouse and Tivoli and Arnett, and they came with them 3 teams that upset Africa,
Yeah, I know. And I don't like football is a fun thing, and you must go there and enjoy it, So I'm saying, even bring back the love. I've seen people. I used to play for Railway Division 1, 66. Patrick Blair was a captain then. Hector Pinnock, myself, Frank Brown, and I seen people. I'm seeing their family up College Smith Drive.
Hug up.
Never saw them for about 25 years. Hug up and cry. Big men like in my age group. Cry to live in high water. I saw that. I have pictures with it. Even Omar Davis played in the game over by Anagan. Admiral Bailey, Roots Nathan, we all enjoyed the day.
Yes.
But it was about bringing back the love and bringing unity. We must have some unity in
the football. Basically, this thing can't go without sponsors, So I want you to give the opportunity.
Well,
if you say hi to your sponsors,
I tell you
have to.
I can call often because I know like Western sports gears.
Carl Chung all the support team, man.
Yeah, well, he's a Georgian, So I don't think he'd have.
Him going to be there Monday? I'm going back to England.
No, well, he's in England now. His team.
Because I saw him the other day at Team Sport.
Right, his team did well today. They beat you, but which is your team?
Which team is his team?
He has two teams. He has Gunners and he also had Brentford.
Yeah. You know, Carl and I watched Arsenal against Leicester in 2017 in London.
He's my close friend.
Yeah, man, we met up at the West Ham Stadium and head down to the Emirates. Because when we're in London, we always go down to Emirates. It's our team. We lost today. We lost to Bournemouth.
I'm glad no, he's a Gunners and he's also a Brentford. But when I saw Southampton, Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth this morning. But no, come, busy. Context. Saka didn't play. Odegaard didn't play. Saliba get red card. They played with 10 men. A lot of stuff were going on. So hold on, before you go no further, Carl Chang is a London man because it's two London team that Brentford and Arsenal.
Yeah. He's original.
Yeah.
But I'm a
your joke side playing tomorrow.
Barca, I'm a Barca, you know.
They're playing tomorrow.
Pep is my brethren. He speaks Spanish.
Right. They're playing Sevilla tomorrow.
So I don't know who they're playing, but Pep is my good friend.
They're playing Sevilla tomorrow, busy.
And it's on Barca, so I know he'll take care of business.
You know why I like Barcelona now? Because of Yamin Lamal.
Oh gosh. Well, one man don't make a team.
You don't like him?
One man, he can play, but one man don't make a team.
Messi was up, but Messi alone made that team one time.
No, the system would have play. But as I said, I was calling out a couple of
the sponsors.
You know, it's good to know that Water from Wisynco, Bob Marley Foundation, your competitor RGR Group, their part, the Bob Marley, the Sports Development
Foundation,
I'm just calling even New Start on board and
New Start on board as well. Okay, cool.
Us. So I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you see, when you come on Monday, just think about, say, look, remembering Jackie and Dennis, they were Jamaicans, coaches, and footballers. And we're just here to see people who have been honored, and they appreciate it.
Yeah. One of my greatest regrets in the busy is that I've never met anyone with any of the two, you know.
Well,
Jackie and Dennis, you know.
Well,
I used to tell Chris that I was sorry I didn't meet his father.
You know, Jackie was mostly on the, I call it, rough side.
Yeah.
Dennis was like he's a Christian person. And I got to share something with you on the public. Is that down at St. George's College, when Dennis went there, the field was dirt. And his son, Nick and the other one, Chris
and Nick.
And Betty Walker, they would go in the van, VW van, go to Caymanas and get the grass.
And bring back
that field. And I remember one year, since they had passed away, you know, the game couldn't play there. His Waterhouse had to play the game when we honored Steve Butner.
His Waterhouse again, did he go?
Yes. For the first time, didn't play there. And then the next year again, it could not be played because the field wasn't fixed. It's Sabina Park. Kurt Lambros came and played.
Yeah. You brought on Laura one year.
Well, that was a bring back the love at the stadium.
That was 96.
Yeah, that's a bring back the love at the stadium.
Yes.
You know?
Busy is the wickedest thing you ever do. You know what happened that year?
What happened?
I was traveling to Trinidad. As a matter of fact, I was traveling to Trinidad the same day of the game, you know. I think it's up a stadium we played.
I tell you what that game came about.
But we were busy, and I was on the plane heading over to Trinidad. I was going to cover the Shell Cup. The Jamaica team was playing with Simoes.
Yeah.
I'm busy. I was on the plane the morning reading the newspaper and see how Lara got the stadium tonight. And I said, look at this. I'm traveling on the day that Lara is in Jamaica playing football. I couldn't believe it.
Funny enough, we played a game at Harborview. Bob Marley One Love, Ash Wednesday. And I got a call the next day from Clayton Solomon. You know, he's the FIFA
former in sports chairman.
And I've been league director and he said, boy, the Prime Minister want to talk to you because I want to know who put the game on. And he told him that was me. And he arranged for me to go there and see him. And when he said to me, want a game play for the people on Labor Day, free of cost, I said, free of cost? But there's a lot of basic school need help.
Yeah.
Just ask a donation, go and put £2 at the gate, and the donate him said, no problem. But when I said to him, I can bring somebody like a Vivrich, or that, he was shocked, or Lara. I said, you can? I said, but him didn't.
Who was this, P.J. Patterson?
Yeah.
Yes.
Him should know that I toured the Western States all over. So I said to him, look, I've been to Pakistan, India, all those places, Australia, West Indies. I wouldn't say I'm number one, but I'm a supporter of the West Indies team. And I said, if I get Vivar, he said, no problem, they'll fly them down. And when I call Lara said, Biz, I can bring my partner, Dwight York. He wanted York.
Not going to go without York.
But York couldn't come. York had a commitment.
For Manchester United at the time?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he came down. And as I said, the stadium, the turnout was great.
That's what I hear, because I couldn't believe it.
When I look at the picture, and I see people like my friend Peter Moses and all those people in the picture, you know what I mean?
How's he doing?
He's all right. Peter's good.
I haven't seen him in the public for a little while now.
He's busy. He's busy.
And he's still involved with Real Mona?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
And that's why I had to change my name, to Very, Very Busy.
How busy him name?
A few people, well, since the COVID, when you ask them, what I'm waiting, boy, I'm busy. So I said, all right, I just go ahead. I'm very, very busy. My name is Very, Very Busy. But we have a good thing, relationship. And as I said, St. George's College, I think of it as a venue that we should play.
Yeah.
But at times, I don't have any time to quarrel with no one.
Yeah.
And I'm glad the youngsters, the old boys,
Yes.
they're really getting involved
Yeah.
to see that the game played there.
But we used to configure the gate now in a way where you have no control.
Right.
I went down there to watch the Roper Cup the other day.
Okay.
And I realized that it's better control now because you have the double gate, one at there and one here.
Right.
So you're probably able to better control.
And I was there yesterday, funny enough.
For the Catherine George's match?
Yeah,
No, man, I saw you sit down on the thing. It was a TV game, so I saw you.
I went there just to pay for the venue.
Yeah, but I see you down there, so they watch the match busy.
No, the Bursa told me they're leaving at 3, so I had to come before, and I went there about 2:45 just to pay for the
venue.
And then, they said that's life,
Yeah, man, I saw you on TV. I was watching it.
But football is a game that, you're supposed to love it.
Yes.
Enjoy it. You leave a Sunday evening and you go to watch a Premier League game or a Jamaica game. You must just go, and if you don't understand the game, ask somebody and make them point out to you what the whole thing's about.
Yes.
You don't go there in a war and want to fight.
Why did you have to make your mentor busy?
Me, no. I'm going to tell you now, a lot of people in life, I tell you, some people want money, some people want power, some people want glory. I don't need all of that.
You just need peace of mind.
Respect I need.
And peace of mind.
Respect. Once I have respect,
you're good.
You're good. That's all. Let's give respect and go on, man. And I'll do anything because football is... Look, next, you might be surprised.
What that?
With the Bob Marley One Love. I'm going to tell you, you're going to be surprised.
You're bringing down Ronaldinho?
Just going to say you're going to be surprised.
Busy, is Ronaldinho
I'm not giving you but you're going to be surprised next year. You know what I mean? Thanks to Ziggy and them youth. They kind of respect me a lot. Ziggy and Steve.
I wonder if it's Ronaldinho you bring down.
I don't know. What I'm just saying, you're going to be surprised.
All right, busy. I hold you to that,
No.
Yeah, come sit right back in the seat here, when it confirm,
I know that might be a way and call you and say, look, talk to this gentleman, say he's coming. No, you laugh.
No, me wonder who is it?
Funny. You remember Mardana was to come
busy.
in?
I was the most disappointed man in Jamaica. Right. Actually, I went down there just to see Diego Maradona.
And what happened?
I don't remember what you said. I think I don't remember. I don't remember
what happened.
Busy, I don't remember.
You tell people the truth. Mardana manager and him agreed to come in to Jamaica. They were in Cuba. And when I saw on BBC TV, somebody called me and said, Mardana juggle ball. And I say he's coming to Jamaica. And it was a bit stocky like.
Stocky, yeah. And
then the next morning I heard that somebody from Jamaica called them and said it's not good to come to Jamaica. You never know that? I'm telling you that.
I just never remember what happened because when I came down there the day no busy, I was one because a lot of people disbelieve you after a while.
They disbelieve me?
Yes, because they say, first of all, how you forget Maradona? That's one. And two, when we turned down there, I want to see him. People were saying, see, you know, say nothing never go so alive busy that. And that's why I didn't bring it up a while ago because I remember that Maradona situation.
I bring it up because the ambassador was out here. He was the one who had the launch over by the hotel, run by, what is the name? On Ruthven Road. That's where we had the launch.
Yes,
and he came and speak. He was the man with Bonnie Goodison himself. Got the manager and talked to him, and then they give us the assurance that yes, he will come.
Busy, when you make that announcement, when you make that announcement, you mash up the country. When people hear some Maradona coming here,
I say, I have the documents to show.
That's all people were saying. We can't Maradona come at George's a stadium.
No, the way it was that a good thing. My wife was at the Jamaica Express, and they said they would bring him in, fly me in, and he came back out. The Commissioner of Police, not forgetting that, Sir Francis Swab. And meeting with him, I'm saying no problem. And when I the next morning, when I heard, you wouldn't like to know where it come from. Somebody call up there in Cuba and tell him it's not good to come to Jamaica because of violence. You hear me?
Well, that's crazy.
And I'm telling you that. You hear me? And I have documents to show.
But it's just that I never remember what the reason was.
I have all the plane ticket to show with the name of the manager. But I said, look, life goes on.
Yeah,
you know, the truth set you free, though, you know.
Which is why you have to bring Neymar or Ronaldinho, if you think the next year.
I born in Brazil, but I started to call him Poor Mar.
Yeah, him disappointing. The man disappointment.
That's such as life.
Busy. Yeah. All the best, you hear, and we wish you all the success again on Monday. We are imploring you people to go down to Winchester Park if you can find the time between 2 and 6.
Right.
It's going to start at 2 prompt and end at 6. There are other business to take care after, so we have to keep the time. But yeah, it should be another fun-filled day. I've been to quite a few of them, and I tell you what, it's a very nice family, good, clean, fun. So if you can go down there, it's $500. If you have children between under 12, it's free.
Yeah,
so just walk with your igloo, walk with your food, walk with whatever you want, and just prepare yourself to have a very nice day down at Winchester Park on Monday.
Just walk with love.
Busy preaching love and respect every day.
You don't play music on your program, but you must always play Johnny Nash.
No man, I do. We can play Johnny Nash. Yes, we can play.
You can Google 3 songs.
You have Johnny Nash thing.
Love and Peace.
Drop a piece.
Love and Peace. Love and Peace.
Love and Peace. I could be busy 2 or 3 line out of it.
And when I'm gone, you can Google Jimmy Holiday.
No,
Jimmy Holiday, Turning Point. We have a song about we all need help sometime. Everybody need help sometime. And we forget about love. Those 2 songs is on that album.
Yeah, you find it?
We know about reggae. We know about reggae, but you need to know something.
Drop a piece if you're busy.
Love and Peace?
Are you busy?
It is.
What busy you go way back, man?
No, this is Jamaican came in and do. I'll go have a jelly down by where Tough Gang is, For real? Federal Street. I'm not asking you. I was working next door.
Make we hear the client busy.
It could be such a beautiful world. It could be a view for every man, woman, boy, and girl. If we would stop fussing and fighting each other, we need to get together like sisters and brothers. What we really need now is love and peace today.
All right, busy. Well, again, we'll send you off with one of your favorite music. And I'll be there on Monday to give my support. So you'll see me there.
To your listeners, wish them all the best and hope we'll meet some way.
Not a problem, brother. We do this every Saturday from 5 to 8.
Okay.
And, from time to time, we're going to ask you to pass through and sit with us because you're a reservoir of knowledge.
And the Creator will bless us.
Definitely.
One love.
All right, folks, that's Clyde Busy Campbell. If you're on our YouTube channel, you can see him. And it's going to be Monday down at Winchester Park, down at St. George's College. And it's going to be the Bell Zadie Memorial 39th staging. They died tragically in 1986, around about 8:30 Jamaica time in the PM that night. People have it that is because Mexico lost the game where the driver lost his head because they lost to Germany 2-1. It was a quarterfinal. France had beaten Brazil earlier in the day on penalties. Up to this day, the later Sheik with Julius Caesar, the poster Sheik with Julius Caesar, the big defender from Brazil, kicked the ball and the ball. I couldn't believe it. And this guy named Hernandez now, who kicked the last penalty to send France into the semi-finals, he bought Keith Kelly from Jamaica and brought him to Paris Saint-Germain. Yes, because when I was in Paris the first time in 2003, I went down to see Keith down at Paris down at Saint Denis. So there's a lot of history and stuff intertwined in all of that. All right, Busy. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot, and all the best to you on Monday. I'll see you. Take care. Thanks for passing through here. Yes. All right, Clyde Busy Campbell there, folks. All right, let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the show. You're listening to Sports Nation Live right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Outperform, outlast, with top performance, Jackama, reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
You can have it all. Company events, birthday parties, or the wedding of your dreams. It's all possible at Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts. We have magnificent event rooms and a dedicated team that will make your event the best experience that only Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts can offer. Contact us at 876-619-0000 or call your favorite travel agency and ask about our promotion designed especially for you.
But is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Welcome back to Sports Nation Live right here on Nationwide 90 FM. My name is Wayne Walker. I'm flowing solo today. Alex Webby is off again this week. I did promise last week that he's going to be back this week. Well, he's not. Apologies for that. Let's hope he's going to be back next week. I'm not going to say definitively that he's going to be back because he'll catch me this week and I'm going to make it catch me again. All right. So, normally at the start of the show, we have these two features. And because Mr. Busy Campbell, was here and was trying to, be somewhere in time, we had to bypass those. So let's go to the one that we call You Just Had to Be There. And in that one, we relive the West Indies women breaking Australia's title winning streak in 2016 to win their first ICC T20 World Cup trophy.
Good end to the over. Excellent end to the over. Yeah, it goes in the big screen. Lisa Healy was already 3/4 of the way off, to be honest.
Highest record holder. Now Villani, it's a half century for Elise Villani, and it's come from just 34 balls with 9 fours. That's been a fine innings. Slower ball, a dolly. Gone for 6. Finger goes up. Nice, powerful shot. Finger goes up. Excellent over so far from Deandra Dutton.
Well, confirmation out. Really good fielding by Stacey Ann King and Dotton taking the bails.
No, it won't be, but just one of the final over of the innings bowled by Deandra Dutton, and Australia finish on 148 for 5.
Oh, it's big again. Has she gone big enough? You bet she has. Yeah, the charge is on. The charge is definitely on. Not a big shot. This could go all the way. It does go all the way. They're starting to believe. She gets the single. It could actually go further. It could go for 4. What a way to go to 50. 50 for Taylor. Men and women in the final. There you go again. And gone. Taken the catch. They needed a wicket, the Aussies. They've got one.
Out. Straight to point. And the captain, Stephanie Taylor, is gone. Could be a run out, should be a run out, not a run out, and the winning runs could come from an overthrow. And the West Indies, for the first time in their history, have won the Women's ICC World T20 title.
Yeah, unfortunately yesterday the team reached the semi-finals and just couldn't get by the New Zealand team. And there's no second world title for the West Indies, at least not at this year's tournament. And we wish them all the best going forward. And all right, let's continue the show because, well, we're going to have some boxing. We're going to be talking to Fabian Tucker. We're trying to make contact with him. He's a 30-year-old boxer, and he's going to be in action in a short period of time, and we'll definitely be having a chat with him and to see what is up with him as far as his career is concerned. Have we got him? We're still trying to make contact with him and his trainer Felipe Sanchez. I suppose if we can't make contact with Fabian, we will try to have a chat with Mr. Tennis, or should we go to Motorsport? Stephen Gunter, if we're unable to make contact with the boxer. We're trying. In the meantime, while we do that, we're going to just give you some latest scores or final scores in the schoolboy football matches going around the country. And remember, we're going to go live to Port Antonio to join Mr. Malcolm for the latest or the final score in that game between involving Glenmuir, the Costa Cup title favorites. Really have a good team and should go on to win the title. The parish of Clarendon has dominated schoolboy football in the past decade or so. Alright, so here you go. Let me just update these. You're listening to Sports Nation Live right here on Nationwide 90 FM. A lot of the scores that we gave you, updates that we gave you, have not changed. But Ocherius, they beat Cedric Titus by 4-0 in their game. Kempshill beat Spot Valley by 2-1. We're also looking at Happy Grove. They beat Denby by 4-3. It's one of the games that Mr. Malcolm told us about. It's the first game of the doubleheader down at Carter Park. Frome were also winners. We're seeing here they beat Black River by 2-0. Stats were leading Haile Selassie 5-0. JC, they were leading Bridgeport 7-1. And these are the latest we've got. We're not saying that these are the very latest scores, but the ones that we got at the time. Vauxhall, they were leading Kingston Tech by 6-2. I guess in short order, we'll give you the final scores in these games. We know the Calabar Camperdown game is over. That ended 1-1. Calabar had already gone through to the next round, and Camperdown were already eliminated as far as their chances of getting into the next round is concerned. That wasn't going to be happening. And Christiana 0-0 with St. Mary. Garver Maceo, McGrath 2-2. Bel-Air home with 0-0. Let's see if we could get some final scores on those for you. It appears if we're not getting our guests, none of our guests are answering at the moment. Just trying to juggle the order in which we have the show, but we're not getting through to the guests. Mr. Gunter, you're not getting anything from Mr. Gunter? All right, let me see if I could give you some other scores, and this time, hopefully, final scores. Having a little bug here. So, Glenmuir versus Titchfield basically ending in basically... Let me hear from Mr. Malcolm. Let's call Mr. Malcolm. We're hearing that darkness has descended on Carter Park, and the game has almost been played in darkness. Mona, the defending champions, they've beaten Charlie Smith by 1-0. Carter Park, refused to turn on the lights. That's what we're hearing. So we're going to go there live to find out what's going on. Brownstown, in the meantime, they've beaten Monroe by 2-1. Dintil and Central played out a goalless draw. Stets and Manchester High School 0-0. That's a final score. We did tell you that Brownstown beat Monroe. And Garvey Maceo McGrath 2-2. Yeah, we gave you that one. Mannings, William Nib. Mannings 1, William Nib 0. Paul Bogle and Clarendon College. So Clarendon College, is it? Defeated Paul Bogle by 3-1. We're seeing CC here. Is it the C? Mr. Malcolm is online. Mr. Malcolm.
Yes, Wayne, there's a development at Port Antonio where they can't find the person who has the light to turn on, and the match has been playing in darkness. I just spoke to the member of parliament, and they said that, Mr. Vaz, they said that the person who has the key should be here. And I spoke to the Glenmore coach, and he said he's not leaving. They are waiting for the light to turn on. I spoke to the Kitchener High School coach, and they said they're waiting for the light to finish the match. The referee said the match is not blown off. They are waiting. People is complaining. It is like a pandemonium out here. This is a big embarrassment to Portland. They were thinking that Portland would host one of the quarterfinal or the semi-final, but it's confusion at Carter Park right now.
What is going on? What the hell is going on?
25 minutes to leave out of the match.
What are you saying to me?
There's no light.
So what's happening right now? People are just sitting and looking around?
People complaining and cursing. People complaining and cursing. Thousands of people gathered at the Carter Park mini stadium to watch the Glenmore Pitchfield match. And about 25 to 27 minutes of match is left. And that is not included injury time and stoppage time. And nobody can find the person with the key to turn on the light, or the person has just arrived. They are going into the room now. I think the intervention of the Member of Parliament, Vaz, things seem like it's happening now.
Is Mr. Vaz there?
No, he's not here. But I communicate with him on the phone, and they told me that the persons who has the key should be somewhere. So I see they're going into the beta room to turn on the light. But this is one of the finest fields outside of Montgomery and Kingston. And persons were saying that Portland would have host one of the quarterfinal and semi-final of the rural school Lancaster Cup competition.
How much time is left in the game?
About 28 minutes. Let me talk to the referee. Plus stoppage time. I'm right beside the referee. This is the first time that has ever happened in Portland.
What?
Thousands of people are here. Right.
What are we hearing going on? This is a joke. So they can't find the guy who to turn on the light. The game starts at 4. Clearly, they're going to need the light if you're going to have a 4 o'clock game. Where him gone? And if you're leaving, when don't leave the key with the referee or somebody? Why are we so slack in this country? And it take the intervention of the Member of Parliament to get this done?
I contacted the Member of Parliament and something is being done now. But my point, Wayne, it's a persons in Portland. They have been collecting money at the gate. And they did not see that nobody was here. They didn't check on that. It's an embarrassment to Portland and the football fraternity in Portland.
The guy who owned the key, who have the key, can you get to him? Could you get him to talk to us?
Well,
is he my one?
The Isha guy was here. He's running up and down all over the place. I just saw him going towards the meter room. But the vice president of Portland football one of the vice presidents is also from this parish, and he's the president of Poland Football Association.
That's Raymond Grant.
Raymond Grant.
Is he near you?
No, I don't see him because I'm telling you the place is dark, and thousands of people congregating at different locations. The match just got excited because Titchfield came on their own in the last half. Just as I said, don't write off any school too early. And the excitement and persons who left work, many persons who left work at 5 o'clock were coming through the gate.
Did you say thousands or hundreds?
Thousands of persons a year. It's 2 Clarendon team versus 2 Portland teams.
Thousands? How much can hold down there?
A big place, one of the biggest. They said that the football field is even bigger than any of the Kingston, bigger than stadium in terms of they have room space.
Mm-hmm. So they turn on the light yet?
No, the light is not turned on, and the referee says cannot blow off the game, and because they are trying to get Issa now, they are going into the meter room. I can see persons trying to get into the meter room to turn on light. But I am telling you, late in the afternoon, hundreds of people came through the gate.
What?
Late in the afternoon, when most persons left work, the crowd got much larger and larger. I'm telling you, you can hear Glenmore marching band playing.
Ah, boy.
You hear the marching band?
Yes.
Come on, thousands of people here. It's one of the biggest turnouts I've seen. Many.
I'm not hearing you, Mr. Malcolm. I'm losing you.
Yeah, I think this is one of the biggest turnouts I've seen at football at Carter Park in many years.
Oh goodness, this is a joke.
Yep. I was confident based on what I was told that Portland could be one of the venue for a semi-final, the Costa Cup match, and a quarter-final because it has the room space, it has the parking, it has the bathroom facilities,
yes,
it has the seating, but this is an embarrassment in Portland.
Which ISA representative is there?
I saw the person in charge of ISA for this region is the principal of company, Mr. Ryan. But I see they said the key come now. The person arrived with the key. That's what they are saying now.
So the ISA representative, can you find him?
Yes, but it's dark. I am trying to find him. But it's very dark.
Oh, you can't see him in the dark?
They want to speak to one of the Clarendon College coaching staff.
Not Clarendon College. Not Clarendon College.
Glenmore.
Let me talk to Mr. Peart, the coach.
Mr. Peart, who is Mr. Peart? Yes, he's right beside me.
Let me talk to him there.
Oh, Mr. Peart.
Yes, we're trying to talk to Andrew Peart, the coach of Glenmere High School. This is an absolute joke. It is. Let's see what Andrew has to say. Our correspondent, Mr. Malcolm, is trying to make contact with him.
To finish before he can make a comment.
Go again?
Andrew said that he's waiting on the game to be finished before he can make a comment.
Fair enough. But because he's not playing at the moment, I figured.
Replay. That's what Glenmere, somebody at Glenmere was saying, one of the coaching staff was saying, we will wait till midnight because we don't want our replay because they are leading 2-0.
Yes. All right, Mr. Malcolm, we're gonna let you go now, but please feel free to message or call me if there's a development, so we can get you on and you tell us about it.
Yes. But
all right?
One thing I can say before I go.
Yes.
The game is not gonna be blown off. The Glenmere coach, Mr. Peart, and other coaching staff, and the teaching staff, were locked in a meeting, and they are saying that they're not going to allow the game to be blown off and replay.
They have lights. The lights. How good is the light?
There's no light.
No, I mean, how good is the light when it's on? That's what I mean.
In the park?
Yes.
No, a lot of us turn on the car light now on the outside so you can move around. I am on the field. I am actually inside of on the ball ground between both coaching staff and the referee. The players are secure. They have security here, securing the players. One side of the players are at one side, Kitchfield on one side, Glenmore on one side, they are protected. The coaching staff are secure.
Yes.
But only reporters and staff, I guess. The light is on now. You hear the shout? The light is on now.
Yes.
You hear the shout now? The light
Yes.
is on. Yes. Reporting from Port Antonio, I can now confirm, Mr. Walker.
Yes.
That the car park light is on and everybody rushing back inside of the stadium to watch the end of the football match. Glenmore lead Kitchfield High School 2-0 as the game winds down to the end.
Yes.
So the game is about to restart. The referee is meeting with both coaches right now as I'm talking to you, and the game is about to start right now.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mr. Malcolm. That was
That's
brilliant.
the latest development from Port Antonio. The game is about to start.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Thanks a lot, man. We're going to talk to you at the end of the game, and hopefully you can put us to talk to one of the coaches or both of them. All right?
We will. We will.
All right, Mr. Malcolm there down in Jamaica. This, Jamaica. This man. It's that joke place. There you have it, folks. Finally, we'll have a restart, a football match. We involving schoolboys. The member of parliament had to get involved just to find the man with a key to the meter room to turn on the light down at Carter Park. People have to be turning on their vehicle lights to make sure that you can see where you're going. Our correspondent couldn't even find anybody because the place dark. Yeah, that's what we have in schoolboy football in 2024. Ridiculous. All right, let's go for a quick, very, very quick break, and when we come back, let's hope we can, make contact with one of our scheduled guests.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM.
Is that really Cliff you starting?
Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour. Fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Was Cliff News really talking like that?
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
But is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I'll soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Welcome back to Sports Nation Live right here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. I'm flowing solo today again like I did last week. I'll off today again. All right, feel free to call us. We're unable to make contact with the guest that we've scheduled for the show. Not sure what's happening out there. The little rain throw off the system, I don't know. But we're trying. We're still trying to make contact. In the interim, if you want to talk to us about anything, please feel free. The number is to call 630-9371. That's 630-9371, and it goes up to 4-9372, 9373, 9374, and you put 630 before those. Feel free to call. We'll take your calls, and we can have a chat with you. In the meantime, let me just bring you up to date with what happened in football today. In the sorry, I have a little bug. It's bugging me. All right, Tottenham Hotspur. They beat West Ham United by 4-1. That's in the English Premier League today. There's Fulham against Aston Villa. Aston Villa beat them by 3-1. So Aston Villa went to Fulham and won 3-1. Leon Bailey played 61 minutes in the game before he was substituted. Manchester United beat Brentford by 2-1 at Old Trafford. Newcastle United, they lost 1-0 to Brighton and Hove Albion. Southampton, Leicester beat Southampton by 3-2. Everton stopped Ipswich by 2-0. And Bournemouth defeated Arsenal by 2-0. Kaheem Dixon, the Jamaican international, he played today he came on as a substitute, and he played for Charlton Athletics in League One against Stockport County. That game ended 1-1. Kaheem Dixon coming off the bench to join as a substitute. Over in Spain, Real Madrid, they beat Celta Vigo by 2-1. Goals from Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. For Real Madrid. What that has done with Barcelona to play tomorrow, Barcelona, they've got 24 points from 9 games. Real Madrid also 24 points, but from 10 games. And the rest are some ways behind the leading two. So Barcelona is in action tomorrow and can go 3 points clear of Real Madrid. But for now, Real Madrid winning 2-1 away to Celta Vigo today. And Barcelona will take on Mallorca tomorrow. In England at 10 o'clock, Wolves against Manchester City. And then at 12:30, it will be Liverpool against Chelsea. The Wolves game will be played at Molineux, and the Liverpool game will be played at Anfield. And just looking back at some of the other games played today. Let's look over in Germany. Bayern Munich, they won 4-0 over Stuttgart. Yeah, Harry Kane, a hat-trick again for him, and Kingsley Coman got the 4th goal. So Harry Kane a hat-trick, Kingsley Coman scoring 1, and that victory has taken Bayern Munich to the top of the Bundesliga with 17 points, the same as RB Leipzig. And the champions Leverkusen are in 4th, 3 points behind. So that's how it stands in Germany. Leverkusen played today as well. They won 2-1. I think Victor Boniface got both goals for them. Yeah. So they won their game. That's Bayer Leverkusen. Over in Italy, AC Milan, they beat Udinese by a goal to nil. Juventus, they were 1-0 winners over Lazio. Genoa beat Bologna. Well, Genoa and Bologna played out a 2-2 draw. And let's see what this has done to the table over in Italy. Could you get in touch with Mr. Malcolm as he's calling? I'm not sure what the development is. I'm not able to answer on air. So let's check with him and find out what's happening over there. But Napoli, they lead the league with 16 points. The same as Juventus, but they've played a game less than Juventus. The champions, Inter Milan, they are third on 14 points from 7 games. So we'll see how that one goes. So we're going to touch base with Mr. Malcolm. Mr. Malcolm, good evening again. What's happening?
Yes. All right, let me update you on the other match that play in the parish. Port Antonio High School beat Callas 4-1 at the grounds of the College of Agriculture and Science at Pasty Garden on the outskirts of Port Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
So Port Antonio High School have won that match.
They've won their game by 4 goals to 1 over Callas.
Yes.
All right.
And the game is continuing between Glenmore and Titchfield High School on the bright lights. And the game is going on. So everybody's happy now.
Yes. Everybody's
satisfied.
Yeah. Did they give the teams 5 or 7 or 8 minutes or so to get warm, to get their bearings back, to sort of warm up again?
Well, the players were moving up and down, but everything looked good now. So.
And it's still 2-0 in favor of Glenmore.
Yes.
How did Glenmore team look to you?
They look like a good team, like a winning team, but they have not been showing that class which they showed in the first half. Titchfield has been having the better play. Right now, Titchfield is unfortunate not to score about 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But a lot of the players are going down to cramps now. A lot of the players on both teams.
Which is why I ask if the teams were given a chance to warm up. That is exactly why I asked that question. And it's not surprising that they're going down with cramps. They were inactive. Their blood was at its peak before the lights went out. When the light came back, they should have been given at least 5 minutes to warm up, to get them pass the ball around. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's the reason why I ask you, because they're going to suffer from cramps.
They are suffering from cramps.
Well, they've got to.
Minutes, the rest has to be blowing.
They will, Mr. Malcolm. That's football 1, 2, 3.
And the light came back.
Listen,
the light was not on. It came when it turned on. The first time it turned on.
Mr. Malcolm, there's a reason why when athletes line up for the 100 meters and they have a delay in starting the race, the athletes are given time to run down the track, warm. You know why? The blood circulation would stop when they were not running. No matter how you walk up and down, it cannot compensate for running at full throttle to get your blood going again.
Yeah, correct, Mr. Walker. And that is what I have seen now. A lot of the players going down to cramps because they didn't get to warm up after the match resumed.
You had to give them that time. It's a joke. It's a joke. Anyway, Mr. Malcolm, as I say, just keep in touch, all right?
Yeah.
Keep in touch. This is an absolute, this is an absolute joke. Yes, man. Thank you. Our guests have deserted us. It can't be true. We're 6 minutes away from Jerome, so we won't be trying to get in touch with our guests until probably after the NFL segment. But we're not getting through to them. So we'll just continue to give you the updates on the hey, what's happening down at Portland is a joke, man. I'm hearing Mr. Malcolm in the background. What is happening down in Portland is a joke. It's an absolute joke. And people need to be held accountable for this. How can you restart a football match that stopped for nearly 15 minutes and don't give the players a chance to warm up? That don't make any sense. Come on, people, man. Come on. All right. So let me just go back to something else. Oh, so we had a cricket match India against New Zealand. That one was sort of delicately poised at the close on day 3. So let me give you an update on it now. So at the close on the 4th day, yesterday, India were batting a second time. They were batting in their second innings. They were bowled out for 46 in their first innings, yeah? And they closed day 2, I think it's 125 runs behind, right? Well, today, let me give you the state of play today. So the state of play right now is that New Zealand need 107 runs on the final day to win the test match. They're yet to start their run chase. So India was bowled out for 462 in their second innings. And let me tell you, Sarfaraz Khan made 150. The next best after that was Virat Kohli, 70. So Sarfaraz Khan was 70 overnight, I remember. So he added 80 runs to his overnight score, and he was out for 150. And the next best after Virat Kohli is 70. Captain Rohit Sharma with 52. And the fourth best score came from Yashasvi Jaiswal, who made 35. And how did the wickets go? Matt Henry bagged 3 for 102. William O'Rourke was also got a 3-timer. He got 3 for 92. And Ajaz Patel picked up 2 for 100. So New Zealand now, they need 107 to win. Actually, they did start the reply. Tom Latham and Devon Conway not out. And they'll continue tomorrow. And it does seem as if New Zealand should go on to win this one. Shouldn't be a problem. 107 runs in an entire day's play. That shouldn't be too difficult for them to get. So it does seem as if New Zealand will take a 1-0 lead in this test series. And this game being played in Bengaluru. All right. So if we could get a quick call in before Jerome and his crew get in, that would be nice. But if not, we'll just continue to give you some more updates on scores played around the leagues in the world today. In fact, generally, sports. What's been happening around the world of sports. Let's see here. It's weird, though, how our guests have deserted us. I really don't understand what's going on here. Let's see. Oh, the game has ended? Which of the games? Which of the games? All right. So in Portland, it's been called off. Do you have Mr. Malcolm on the line? Let's get him in before we bring in JJ here. Mr. Malcolm. Mr. Malcolm? I'm not hearing Mr. Malcolm around this side. Yes, Mr. Malcolm?
Andrew Pearce.
Oh, this is Andrew Pearce, the coach of Glenmuir High. I'm not hearing Andrew so well. Bring him in. Are you hearing me, Andrew?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
What's the latest down in Carter Park? I'm hearing about a farcical situation where people who have the key gone and they can't find them and people have to be turned.
No. For us, the game has just ended. That's the most important thing.
How much time was left?
1-2-0 and we'll move on from here.
Fine. How much time was left in the game when it restarted?
About 12 minutes.
About 12 minutes? And you won 2-0?
Yeah.
It must have been an uncomfortable situation at one point for you.
No. The persons here expressed that they had the lights and somebody has the authority to turn on the lights. So we waited on them. But thankfully the game has ended and we're good now.
Oh, well, I'm happy it ended well, but our correspondent wasn't giving us the same version you're giving us. But fine, let's not blow it up more because it ended and you won 2-0. But that's not what we are hearing, and what we are hearing from our correspondent, if that was what happened, they need to do better down at that place. It's a sham. Yeah. Anyway, how is your team seem as if you're motoring on? You seem an unstoppable before it's at the minute, Andrew.
No, not really.
Why you being so modest? What do you mean not really?
Oh, we won the last 2 games, but in 4 we have won 2 and lost 2. So it's very easy.
No man, those two that you lost, Andrew.
The points now in the upcoming game.
Andrew, those 2 that you lost, if there was in the Costa Cup final, you wouldn't have lost those. Don't worry about it. We understand it. But it seems as if you're building on what we saw last year, because when we saw you against Clarendon College in those 2 games at the National Stadium, you looked as if you could have been a handful for anybody. Yeah, you had an off day in the final. Clarendon had an off day in the Champions Cup. But overall, you 2 look like the 2 best football teams in the country. So it's not surprising that you're doing this well. How many games you have left in this round?
Thank you for your kind comments. We have 1 game Tuesday at home against Paul Bogle. So it's 2 from 2 in this round for us. I think we maybe just need a point to qualify as winners of this group.
Right. Your game against Clarendon on Thursday was billed up as a big game. I know you're focusing on your team, but you also have to, keep an eye on the opponents. First of all, I didn't get a chance to see the game. How did that game go? I know the result, but the flow.
The flow of the game, both teams went at it. At one point, the game was more like who has the best transitions, whether from attack to defense or even from defense to attack. But I think one of the key things is that we managed to control the rhythm of the game for some points and then got the goals at some critical points, 46 minutes and the 90th minute. So those are good signs for us.
Yeah. Was it a game that could have gone either way, or you were comfortable enough?
I said comfortable.
You were comfortable enough.
Yeah.
You can't hide your modesty, you know that?
No, it's just that what is gone, and you have to look forward as to how you can get better. So
yes,
yeah, man.
Yeah, but you have
it's planning and preparation.
Yeah, but you have a team that can win the title, do you?
That's why we enter, because we want to win.
Yes.
So that's how we're working towards.
Yeah, man. All right. Safe journey from Portland, Andrew. Sorry about the inconvenience. I mean, I didn't have anything to do with it, but sorry about it, man. And safe journey back to Glenmuir Road tonight, and all the best going forward. We hope to talk to you again, yeah?
All right, thank you, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, man, all the best, Andrew. That's Andrew Peart, the coach of Glenmuir High School. So they ended up winning the game by 2-0, and all's well that ends well, they say. There was no light at one stage. The member of parliament who were told got involved, and the lights were turned back on. They couldn't find a man turn up at a football match with the key to the light meter. Game started at 4. Good God, man, you must expect the game. You need the light at some point. At Portland, that, and you can't find it. Run the run bar or something. Come on, man. Anyway, so they got the lights back on. The game restarted, and Glenmuir won by 2-0. All right, when we come back, because JJ is waiting with his panel of experts to talk about all matters NFL. So when we get back after, we're going to put him right up to 7:30. People are clamoring for more time for his NFL segment because they seem to be enjoying it. And, the NFL is growing and getting bigger every year in Jamaica. So I think he deserves at least a 45 minutes or an hour. So that's what we're going to give him. And I suggest we do that going forward because the segment is very popular and I suppose he does a good job of it. So, all right. So we're going to get out of here now and allow Jerome to step in and take charge. Himself and Mr. Paul Vaughan, who deserted the boot camp in Jamaica, now domiciled in the U.S. But good to hear him every Saturday. So let's take our leave of the studio. We'll get back to you at around 7:25, 7:30 thereabout to continue with Sports Nation Live and bring the show to an end. All right? Let's go for the break. When we come back, you'll be hearing the voice of Jerome Jarrett.
But is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene. Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand. Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Welcome back to Sports Nation Live. My name is Jerome Jarrett, and with me is Remy Evans. Remy, how you do?
I'm here, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Enjoying the weather, enjoying the rain. You know, we need some showers or blessings in Jamaica, and it's been some good weather over the last couple of days. How are things on your end?
Everything is good. I mean, I like the rain too, but you know, it's a double-edged sword. The rain. I mean,
leaks.
The nights are cooler, and of course, you know, we don't have to use our AC, so you know, the light bill nice at the end of the month, but at the same time, traffic.
Look here, let me not get into the light bill at the end of the month because mine don't move. So, and it only move in one direction. But it's not a JPA show, so let's move on. Let's move on. So let's jump into the NFL where Jerome was right. Yeah, last week I said to you that I had all favorites last week.
Right,
and
I remember that.
It's one of those weeks that I could not see an upset, even though I allowed you to talk me into two upsets. But last week all favorites won. I don't think I've ever seen that in all my time watching the NFL. It certainly never happened. Each week we have at least minimum five upsets each week in the NFL. Last week there were no upsets in the NFL last week. Do you think at this time teams are figuring out? We have now found out the good teams and who the bad teams are?
Well, I think there is some truth to that. You know, teams would start to settle in. I think it's a discussion that we had early in the season where we say, you know, it would take teams in every team 4 or 5, possibly 6 weeks before we really kind of say who is who. But with that being said, you know, I want to say a little more before I give some confirmation on that. You know, I mean, you know, week 7, you know, has a potential for some topsy-turvy results. So, you know, let's wait and see before we cast the final verdict.
All right. So we don't have a lot of Jerome was wrong this week because clearly I wasn't wrong a lot last week. But we allowed you to convince me otherwise. Is I had the Chicago Bears beating Jacksonville in Jacksonville. Right. And I allow you to talk me out of that. How the Chicago Bears, each week it seems like Caleb Williams is getting a little bit better. Last week he had 4 touchdowns. I know the Jacksonville team is clearly not a very good team, but he looks like the number 1 overall pick in the last couple of weeks. 4 TDs, 1 interception. The 1 interception he underthrew a pass to DJ Moore that, you know, would have been a touchdown if he didn't put too much air under the ball. But he looks good.
Well, what I would say is the last 3 games he has had Indy, who's one of the worst defenses in the league, Carolina, and Jacksonville. 3 defenses that really can't rush the pass or really can't, you know, fluster him. and he is a very talented young man. That's why he was drafted first overall. So he has been able to, to carve up those teams. He looks good. I mean, I give credit where credit is due. But I'm really waiting to see how he performs, later on in the season against teams that, are, better defensively and can put pressure on the quarterback. But I mean, he did what he was supposed to do, which was to destroy the weaker teams, and he has done so. So, you have to give him credit for that.
Yeah, I mean, where Jerome was right. I never bought into New Orleans Saints at the beginning of the season. I didn't think Dennis Allen would make it out the entire season. Dennis Allen in his second stint as a head coach has done nothing to convince me that he's an head coach in the NFL. The Saints are, I think, now on a 5-game losing streak after winning the first 2 games. Do you think it's time for changes in New Orleans?
Well, change to, who is going to make a difference? An interim head coach is going to make a difference to that team. I mean, they started out well, with Clint Kubiak as the OC, and I don't know if it's a case where teams figure him out or he hasn't been adjusting. But specific to Dennis Allen, what I find most alarming is the Saints calling card, the hallmark, what they've been known for the last 2 years, the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And defensively, they have just been absolutely terrible. I mean, I watched some of the Broncos games, when they played the Saints on Thursday night, I've checked in and out, and I could not believe that Denver scored 33 points. I had that as a nip and tuck game. I expected.
Well, they got 2 defensive touchdowns, so it's really not.
Oh, 2 defensive scores. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I like I said, I didn't watch the game from start to finish.
It was a horrible watch.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where it was really, really alarming to some of the Saints have been playing, and then on Sunday, I mean, the Bucks put up 51. So, to have, games like that where you're looking for whether defensive scores or not, I mean, ultimately, Dennis Allen is responsible. I think the Saints are one of the more stable organizations. I don't think they're going to fire him during the season. But I doubt he'll be coaching the Saints in 2025.
Talk about coaching the Saints, coaching in 2025. I was never a fan of Gerard Mayo as the New England Patriots head coach. And the team just doesn't appear to do anything well. You know what I mean? They beat Cincinnati week 1, and since then they've lost 5 straight, and they haven't been close in any game this season. The turnover to Drake May, he looks like a deer in headlights. Like the team just, I'm not sure what they do well. Usually you can depend on New England for a defensive, a defensive show, but there's nothing that this team does well. Where do the New England Patriots go from here?
Well, I'm not quite sure I agree with your assessment of Drake May being a deer in headlights. I mean, he did turn the ball over. I mean, I think he threw 3 interceptions and there was a fumble, which was not by him. So overall, they had 4 turnovers. And you can't expect those things with rookie QBs that are on teams that, let's face it, don't have a strong support.
Well, let's say he has a nice arm. He has a big arm.
I mean, he he reminds me of Justin Herbert. He's tall, he has a big arm, and he's athletic. I mean, I took some time and I actually, looked at, the highlights of each throw during that game. And there's a lot to like, with Drake May. I just think it's a matter of, time and experiencing. I mean, he definitely has the arm talent. He definitely has the athleticism. I think he just has to speed up his processing in terms of reading defenses, because there are a couple of times where he got hit and sacked, and it was because he was holding on to the ball too long. And you could tell that he couldn't make up his mind where to go with the ball. But when he's decisive, he looks good. I mean, like I said, it's just a matter of time, experience. And let's face it, I mean, he doesn't have the best supporting cast, and with that offensive line, it's a scary proposition for not just a veteran QB, but you can imagine what a rookie QB has to go through.
Yeah, I don't see the silver lining. Maybe they have something in Drake May at quarterback, but the coach doesn't inspire me. I just don't get anything from it. The Patriots are just they have a bright future full of darkness right now. Let's talk about the Baltimore, the game of the week last week, the Baltimore versus Washington. We saw a quarterback duel. Well, it wasn't a high-scoring game as we thought it was. Would have been. Baltimore put up 30 points. The Commanders put up 23 points. It was an entertaining game. It was back and forth for a while. Did Lamar show you that he is still the top of the throne, him and Patrick Mahomes, or did you like what you see from young Daniels in a defeat?
Well, Lamar Jackson definitely showed why he's a two-time MVP. He played absolutely amazing on Sunday, and I think he was, a combination of him and Derrick Henry is going to be really, really special moving forward as they hit the groove. I mean, it's really hard to defend Baltimore because you basically have to pick your poison. If you load the box to stop Derrick Henry, then you leave the receiver singled up, and Lamar Jackson can pick your path. And if you play the pass, then they just simply get the ball to Derrick Henry. So they're going to have defenses in a bind all season. As for
until they reach the championship game where they play Kansas City.
Well, we'll see when that time comes. We'll see. But assuming Kansas City makes the championship game. But anyway, like I was saying about Jaden Daniels, he looked pretty good. All things considered. I mean, as a Washington fan, I mean, I really didn't expect them to win, I picked them to win. But I was really proud that they were able to be in the game with Baltimore, and they did not get embarrassed. Defensively, Washington has a lot of work to do. But when you go up against a juggernaut, a high-scoring team like, the Ravens, to be within one score at the end of the game, is really a tribute to how well, Jaden Daniels and especially Terry McLaurin played. But, like I said, that was the best game to watch. Not surprised by the result. Lamar still has room to improve. And, I like what I saw from the young man in D.C.
The Detroit went into Dallas. I mean, again, where Jerome was right, I had Detroit beating Dallas. But Dallas seem like they have regressed significantly a year removed from a 13-win season. They since that Green Bay game, it seemed as if Green Bay not only left with a W last season, but they left with the entire Cowboys soul. Like, they're playing with no heart, they have no energy, they have no running game. That defense is not going anywhere. They got blown out. I think this was their largest defeat at home in since 1992. Like, it was an embarrassment. And after the game, Jerry Jones went on a local radio program and blast the reporters for asking questions. Like, what's happening in Dallas? Like, we don't expect this from Dallas. We've seen Dallas each year over the last 3 years putting up 12 wins. We're not used to seeing this from Dallas. Is this the new Dallas Cowboys void of talent, or this is just bad McCarthy coaching coming home to roost?
I don't think it's any one thing. I think with each passing year, I think Dallas has kind of come back to the pack in the NFC. I think they had a really strong roster a couple of years ago, but they've lost some pieces on the offensive line. They still have not been able to find a viable, consistent number 2 receiver opposite CeeDee Lamb. They lost Dalton Schultz, a really good tight end. They lost him to the Texans. I know Ferguson has come in. They don't have a running game. I mean, which is a strange thing to say for the Cowboys. I mean, they don't have. I mean, a couple of years ago they had an embarrassment of riches. They had Pollard and they had Ezekiel Elliott. Now they have, I believe it is Dowdle and Elliott, who is a shell of himself. And what makes it even more interesting is that Jerry Jones claimed that they could not afford Derrick Henry. And I think Derrick Henry would help them right now. So they're on a team where they have invested.
Well, they couldn't afford them if they're going to pay Dak and CeeDee Lamb the kind of money that they're paying.
Yeah,
both of them.
That's the point I was about to make. They've invested, close to $100 million in 2 players. So you have that kind of outlay when there are clearly holes in your roster, and the NFC has improved. Washington has clearly improved. You still have Philadelphia in your division as up and down as they may be, not to mention the entire NFC North. So what we're looking at with the Cowboys right now is that, yes, they won, 12 games in a row, 3 years. 12 games in a row for 3 consecutive years. But if you look at those 12 wins,
they're different teams.
Easily 4 of those in the division because they would beat up on the Giants and Washington every year. Now they don't have that anymore. Plus, you have the Green Bays coming up, Jordan Love. You have Chicago. You have Detroit. You have Minnesota. So Dallas right now, if they're lucky, Dallas right now is an 8 or 9 win team, and I don't think that's going to make it in the NFC. I think there's one team coming out to the NFC East for the playoffs.
And that is?
Which team that's going to be?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it's Washington.
You're hoping.
They look the best right now.
You're hoping.
I'm hoping.
I could be wrong. The Eagles. I predicted that Eagles would not make the playoff at the beginning of the year. They when healthy they look like a contender, but I just don't have any confidence in Nick Sirianni. I don't have any confidence in Jalen Hurts, and but let's see what happens. Let's see how it plays out. We have a long season in front.
They have the best roster in the NFC East. I mean, if they get it right, and everybody is on the same page and there's harmony with the coaching staff and players, then the Eagles should win the NFC East. But I mean, there's a lot of football left to be played. So Washington is vibing right now, and I think the game against Baltimore is kind of a measuring stick. Like, okay, Washington is legit, even though they lost. I mean, I know there's no moral victories, but they show what they're made of. So it should be really interesting for the weeks to come.
Where Jerome was right. I have been very critical of Mike Tomlin. Very, very critical of Mike Tomlin. But I think this would be my biggest criticism of Mike Tomlin. 4-0 Pittsburgh's 4-2 or 4-1. I think
they're 4-2.
4-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. Coming off a confident win, and your young quarterback Justin Fields, looking and feeling good, feeling himself. We now understand that Russell Wilson is now healthy. They are turning over back to Russell Wilson. I don't get this move. Last time we've seen Russell Wilson, he was run out of Denver. Average at best. Is Justin Fields playing that bad that he's lost his starting job? I don't see what Mike Tomlin is seeing to make the switch right now. How does this move land with you?
It's a very interesting situation. let me just start by saying that when I heard the news, it definitely raised my eyebrows. I think what they're looking at is that Justin Fields has been inconsistent as a passer.
No, he's been okay.
He has been okay, but he's also been inconsistent. Like he has left yards on the field, and
that's what Russell Wilson is known for, leaving yards on the field.
Right, but what I'm saying is, and I say I'm not saying I agree with the decision. I'm just saying that, like, first of all, it's complicated, and there are two sides to the whole thing. So I don't think that Pittsburgh has fully leaned into Justin Fields as the QB1. It's like how when Lamar Jackson first started with Baltimore and they bought into his whole skill set and said, okay, we're going to build the offense around his athleticism and have him progress from there. I didn't see that with Pittsburgh. And the OC, Arthur Smith, he's a guy who was offensive coordinator in Tennessee when you had Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. Right? So I don't know about his creativity. Maybe he's the one in Tomlin's ear saying, listen, let's go to a more conventional type quarterback and quote-unquote elevate the offense. Because the fact of the matter is Justin Fields has not made use of the receivers, and Pittsburgh do have some good receiving targets. So maybe they're hoping that Russell Wilson does. The problem is that they're going from one extreme to the other, because Russell Wilson is a shadow of himself as far as his mobility, which is
that's
a big
what I'm
part
saying.
of his game.
And you're 4-2. If you were 2-4, if you're 2-4 or 3-3 or 1-4, I get the move. Russell is back. Let's go with the veteran. You're paying Russell $1 million. It's not like he's a franchise quarterback. The last time we saw Russell Wilson, he was being dragged out of Denver. Sean Payton still owes Russell Wilson, I think, $80 million over the next 2 years, and they would rather him play for Pittsburgh than have him on the team. And they're still paying him, I think, $37 million this year and $43 million next year. Like, they're still paying him $80 million over the next 2 years, and they would rather him not be there. I don't get this move. I don't get the move. Justin Fields is younger. Do you think Russell Wilson has more upside than Justin Fields?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I think that Russell Wilson is a better passer, or could be a better passer than Justin Fields. I think the problem is, I don't think this move is really about Russell Wilson. The more I think about it, I think this is about Justin Fields. I think they expected him to be better delivering the football to the wide receivers, and I think, even though he's athletic and extremely mobile, that they feel that the offense is limited because of the passing game is not where it should be.
But he had, I think he had 1 or 2 300-yard games.
Turn to Russell Wilson as a let's see. You know, we're 4-2. You know, let's see what happens. If Russell goes out there and stinks it up, they can always go back to Justin Fields.
Yeah, but what does that do for the confidence of the young pastor? Is Russell Wilson?
I don't think it bothers him at all. I mean, if anything, it might light a fire on them and say, you know what, I have to play better.
What more can I do? We're 4-2. I
No,
had
what
two
more
rushing
you can
TDs.
do
I had two rushing
you can
TDs
throw the
last
football
week.
better to your receivers.
I don't get it. I don't. But let's see. I mean, Mike Tomlin, they Pittsburgh since Ben Roethlisberger has struggled on offensively. You know what I mean? They've tried a lot of things.
That's true. They've come short in the finding a replacement. Absolutely.
They and you know they've. The standard in Pittsburgh is no, you know, we don't have losing seasons. Like that's now the standard in Pittsburgh, and that's not Titletown. That's not Titletown Pittsburgh, and I just don't know what's happening. It's a weird situation for me. But is Russell Wilson under the most pressure this week of any quarterback playing this week? Maybe Deshaun Watson, but outside of Deshaun Watson,
I don't think
Wilson?
Deshaun Watson is under any pressure.
It has to be. It has to be.
They're not going to sit him. I mean, I personally think, you know, I don't want to, you know, to sidetrack, but I think the Browns are tanking and they're just putting him out there to make sure they lose.
Yeah, but tank for who? Tank for who? Shedeur Sanders? When you're paying Deshaun Watson $232 million?
They can't get out of the contract, so they want to. If they have to have a guy sit for a couple of years, that's what they might do. But what I'm saying is, I don't know how much pressure Russell Wilson is under. Really, I mean, he has to go out there and, you know, play well. I mean, and if he doesn't, he goes back to the bench. I don't think anybody's really expecting anything of him yet. That's the thing.
But they're benching a guy who's 4-2 for you. So clearly there has to be.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the Steelers are 4-2 because of Justin Fields?
Yes, they are 4-2 because of Justin Fields.
Because of the defense and their running game.
They are 4-2 because of the play of Justin Fields. The defense have kept them in a lot of games.
I don't think you really believe that, but okay.
But they remember earlier this year we were complaining that the Pittsburgh Steelers are winning games averaging 15 points a game.
Right.
But they were getting to 15 points a game. The last few games.
Come on, Jerome.
The last few games they scored 24. Then last game they scored 31. So clearly he is getting better and more comfortable. The offense earlier this season, the defense was really keeping them in the games, and the offense was doing just enough.
How many touchdown passes and yards did he throw for? Because I didn't even check.
He had 2 rushing touchdowns. Those were the 2 touchdowns in the game.
Okay.
So, like you said, he's not, and he's never been Peyton Manning in the pocket. He's just not. But he's been able to win games using his legs, being scrappy. But that's Russell Wilson. That is the definition of Russell Wilson.
Confusing me with your take. You're the same one saying that this style of play is not sustainable. So
Russell Wilson is the same quarterback.
They should stay with him
because Russell Wilson is the same quarterback. You're not moving from Russell Wilson struggles from the pocket just as much as Justin Fields do. He's shorter. He's never been a pocket passer, and that's the reason why Denver got rid of Russell Wilson, because they are saying he's not seeing the field from the pocket. That's the reason why Denver got rid of him, you know. Sean Payton got frustrated that he wasn't making the plays that were in front of him. So, you know, I mean, let's see what happened. Let's see.
I agree. Let's wait and see. If he stinks it up, we go back to Justin. If he lights it up, you know, he stays in there. Let's see.
Yeah, 2 big trades happened this week in the NFL. We saw where Devontae Adams was traded from the Raiders to the Jets, like the Jets needed another receiver. Does this now make the Jets, many people had them as contenders before, I didn't, but does this make the Jets a better football team this morning?
When you add a receiver the quality of Devontae Adams on your team, especially if you have a rapport with the quarterback, it definitely makes your offense better. But we all know that the limitation that the Jets have is not with the skill positions, it was with the offensive line. So it will be interesting to see, you know, what they do as far as protecting the 40-year-old quarterback. Are they going to continue to rely on scat protection, which is to have all 5 eligible receivers not using a running back to help the offensive line? Or are they going to go a little bit more, practical and accept the reality that the offensive line is not that good, keep a back in there to help out the tackles sometimes might even keep a tight end. But I think when you have Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, and Devontae Adams as receiving targets, I think that definitely improves the offense. But it's all about the protection and allowing those pass plays to develop.
I never watched the Jets this year and thought, they could do with another receiver. They had capable receivers. Lazard wasn't playing that horribly. Garrett Wilson was having a decent year thus far. Their running back Breece Hall seemed to be finding his footing. I mean,
they haven't been able to run the ball though. They're very, very inconsistent running the ball.
Very, very, very inconsistent. Breece Hall has been in and out of the lineup. But I didn't watch Jets and think what they need is a receiver. Aaron Rodgers has been a sitting duck behind that offensive line. That offensive line can't hold up. And he's thrown some really bad interceptions. Mike Williams has been taking most of the heat for some of these interceptions that are really bad passes from Aaron Rodgers. But I don't think they're a better football team this morning. If they had made a trade for a right guard or a left guard or a right tackle, then I'd say, okay, all right, they're doing something to shore up that offensive line. But
yeah, but Joe,
I haven't seen
you don't see trades of offensive linemen who are going to improve your line during the season. Offensive linemen, believe it or not, are a precious commodity.
And that's what I'm saying. Getting a wide receiver.
Teams are not going to, okay, let me give the Jets my right tackle. Teams generally don't do that. That's not how it works. I mean, you have to find your solution. Probably going to be like maybe some free agent out there, or if you're really lucky, there's a disgruntled offensive lineman somewhere who is not going to play for his team no matter what, and you can trade for him. But those situations are few and far between. So, I mean, I'm not saying that the Jets are a better football team, but in a passing league with a good quarterback, he's no longer a top or elite quarterback. There's nothing wrong with getting one other weapon.
Yeah, but this is like your car broke down with you on the freeway, and you buy a seatbelt. Like it's not helping your team. You're really not helping your team. I don't get it. The other move I think is I get that one where Amari Cooper was traded to the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. I get that trade. The Bills clearly need a number one wide receiver. They didn't have a number one wide receiver. I get that trade. Do you think the Buffalo Bills are a better football team this morning?
Oh, definitely. I mean, Amari Cooper is one of the more consistent receivers in the league, and he's definitely number one on that team. He hasn't fallen off. The only reason you really haven't seen anything from him this year is that in playing on the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson can't get him by the ball.
Yeah.
But I think he playing along with, Josh Allen, the tight ends that they have at receiver, Shakir, like a slot receiver, and Curtis Samuels, it makes for a nice skill position group with Buffalo. I still have them winning that AFC East. I mean, I don't know, how far they're going to be, if they're going to compete for number 2 or 3 seed in the AFC. But, Amari Cooper is a quality addition, a quality signing, and he'll definitely make the offense better.
And the good thing about Amari Cooper is not a diva. You won't hear him complain. You won't hear him ask for the ball. You won't hear none of that drama that Stephon Diggs brought to the Buffalo Bills. But anyway, we'll take a break right now. We'll come back. We'll pick some games. We'll be right back with more on Sports Nation Live.
We're your partner in color, over 30 years strong, serving Jamaica beautifully, changing lives and leading the revolution with quality products innovated for when you need a superior finish. Edgecam paints are trusted, loved and used by experts in the business of automotive, industrial, decorative and furniture. We have the blueprint to help you create, vibe and live life beautifully. Edgecam, changing lives 1 gallon at a time.
Share in the experience at Fontana Pharmacy. We have a wide variety of items in store just for you. Fill your prescriptions while you shop. And senior citizens enjoy 10% off. Shop household, cosmetics, toys, and many other departments. We also offer curbside pickup and delivery. Visit our website at fontanapharmacy.com. Fontana Pharmacy, where it's all good inside.
Welcome back to more on Sports Nation Live. So let's jump into picking some games this week. We have some very interesting games on this week. This week started out with Denver, the Sean Payton Bowl. Denver went into New Orleans again and put a hurting on the game. The game ended 33-10, but it really wasn't a 33-10 kind of game. It was really bad. It was 33-3 for most of the game. Denver got a late touchdown when Denver pull all their starters. I mean, Denver seemed like a team on the rise. The Saints seem like a team on the down. And it's these two teams are going in opposite direction. But that was a Thursday night game. The game tomorrow morning in England, Jacksonville play their second game in London. They take on a New England Patriots team that, again, this is going to be some hard football to watch. But I think Jacksonville has the better quarterback and should come out at least a touchdown favorite. They are 5.5 point favorite in England. They've been in England for the last 2 weeks. I think I see no reason why a New England victory should be possible in this game. Jacksonville by at least a touchdown. Remy?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Jacksonville being in London, something they're used to, even though it didn't help them last week. I just think they have the more talented team, so I expect them to beat New England along the lines of 27-23. It'd be fairly close, but I take the Jags.
All right, the Atlanta Falcons. They have found their ways somewhat. Kirk Cousins have been playing some good football, and the Seattle Seahawks seem like they are going in an opposite direction. Geno Smith making some uncharacteristic mistakes. I mean, they started 3-0, they've lost 3 straight. Bad spot for the Seahawks in Atlanta this week. Any chance that Seattle could right the ship somewhat this week and pull out upset in Atlanta? I have the Atlanta Falcons, but do you see any way the Seattle Seahawks can go into Atlanta and come out with a W?
Yeah, I actually do. I have Seattle in this game. I think this game has shootout potential all over it. One of the things that I think goes in Seattle's favor is that they're getting some of their injured starters back on defense. The Falcons don't have much of a pass rush, and Geno Smith has been playing, really well from the pocket. I mean, the Falcons and the Seahawks score roughly about the same, 25 points per game. I know the game is in Atlanta. I like Seattle in a shootout. I think they pull off a sneaky 30-27 win.
I probably would agree with you if Kenneth Walker was playing, but
he's playing.
I just got a notification that he's not, so I don't know.
Okay, well, the last one I got saying that he was, but yeah, but I'm still going to take Seattle.
No, give me Atlanta. I think Atlanta has been playing well. Buffalo should be able to beat Tennessee this week. Buffalo playing at home, gaining a lot of confidence. An opportunity to show their home fans their new toy in Amari Cooper. No way Tennessee go in and beat Buffalo in this game.
I would agree. I mean, the only chance that Tennessee has is if Buffalo goes out there and Josh Allen wets the bed, because Tennessee does have a good pass defense, but their offense is so putrid with, Will Levis or whoever they have at quarterback. I can't say Buffalo lose in this game. I think they cover easily.
All right. Cleveland hosts Cincinnati in the Battle of Ohio. Cleveland, I think I saw a stat where Deshaun Watson is 0 for his last 23 third downs. They've really been bad in Cleveland, even though they've really played teams close, but they haven't been able to secure enough victories to keep them in the running in that AFC North. And Cincinnati desperately needs a win. Cincinnati have to win this game, and I have them winning this game by at least a touchdown.
I think this game is a tricky game. I think because it's a division game and it's one of the more intense rivalries in all of football. The Browns absolutely hate the Bengals. I mean, if you know the history of those two franchises, you'll understand why. That being said, though, I still think that Cincinnati squeaks out a narrow win. The Browns defense is still good. They're still playing at a high level. They're familiar, with the Bengals. But I'm going to take the Bengals, by a field goal.
Yeah. We spoke about Deshaun Watson earlier. You don't see there's no way Deshaun Watson loses his job. I know there are many pundits out there calling for a Jameis Winston if he can probably give them a spark, a game or two. Do you think there's any way they bench, maybe in the short run, Deshaun Watson and give Jameis Winston an opportunity to create a little buzz or a spark for the team?
The only way that happens is if Deshaun Watson gets hurt. Because basically what is happening is that they're getting orders from, the owner, Jim Haslam, to play Deshaun Watson. Kevin Stefanski, who's a two-time coach of the year, is basically, being handcuffed the entire season. He's stuck with Deshaun Watson. I can understand from a financial standpoint, that you want your prize assets out there, but when it is clear that he's not performing, then you have to make a move, and most teams would. I think the Browns are shown why they are the Browns. I mean, any good franchise would realize that they have made a mistake and they need to pivot, regardless of the money. But they've decided to stick it out with Deshaun Watson. So unless he gets hurt, Jameis Winston is going to be on the bench watching the game just like the rest of us.
Yeah, let's see. The Green Bay Packers, I mean, they're a nice watch. Like the Green Bay Packers, they have a lot of wide receivers. They have playmakers all over. The defense, yeah, they're okay. They're hit or miss sometimes. I mean, but the team is a fun team to watch, and I think the other team in the AFC who is as fun to watch, the Houston Texans, they lock horns this week in Green Bay. I am tempted to go for this upset, to go Houston. Green Bay is favored in this game, but I just think Green Bay, with all their weapons at home, Jordan Love playing with a lot of confidence, throwing that ball around, I'm giving Green Bay the edge here, but I'm not 100% confident in the pick, because I wouldn't be surprised if Houston go in and whoop them. Who you have in this game and why?
I have Green Bay, and I am very confident in Green Bay. Houston has looked vulnerable. They're not the same team from last season. Remember a couple weeks ago, they should have lost to Jacksonville in Houston. And the Texans played very well at home, playing at, the Packers at Lambeau Field for the reasons that you pointed out, the quarterback, the Packers' skill positions. And even though their defense is hit and miss, as you say, they are very good at taking the ball away. And I like what the Texans do on defense too, the pass rusher, Will Anderson. But I really like the Packers at home. I think the Packers win by a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised if they win by 10 points. I think the Packers at home are going to be too much for this Houston team. I love C.J. Stroud and all that. But, Stroud has shown me that when he don't have that running game in the lineup, I think Joe Mixon is coming back.
Yeah, he's there. He's there. They're a different team with Joe Mixon. I don't understand how so Cincinnati.
But I think the Packers defense is underrated, and I think we have to watch out for them. I think they're going to make some really decisive plays. I mean, as a matter of fact, I think they actually helped in that comeback or near comeback against the Vikings a couple of weeks ago, forcing some turnovers and making some key plays, and they do lead the NFL in takeaways. So I like the Packers at Lambeau. I mean, I don't see the Texans winning this game.
All right. Indianapolis hosts Miami. I mean, there's thought that Tua could return next week. I don't know why. At this point in the season, I think the season for Miami is over. I'm not sure why you'd want to rush Tua back, but I mean, they think there's still a chance for Tua to play next week. But they play Indianapolis this week, and old man Joe Flacco to start again. I have Indianapolis winning this game, and I don't think it will be close. Indianapolis by at least 10 points.
Well, I'm not sure if Flacco is starting. I think it is. I think Anthony Richardson is going to be out there. I think he's okay enough. His oblique is all right enough for him to play. So that being said, I mean, if Anthony Richardson plays, I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins in an upset. It's a 50-50 game, even with Honda at quarterback and Miami coming off a bye. I think it's giving them some time to figure out, what they can do, how they can get the ball to the playmakers. And Indianapolis has a horrible defense. They haven't been able to stop anybody. So Remy, I'm not sure.
Remy, you can't be serious. You cannot be picking the Miami Dolphins in any game at all this season. The Miami Dolphins has shown me nothing at all that they can beat any NFL team.
Well, we can agree to disagree. That's fine. But I'm telling you, if Anthony Richardson starts, that's a 50-50 game. If Joe Flacco starts, that's different. Then there's a clear edge with Indy. But if Anthony Richardson is in that game, that's a 50-50 game. Remember?
No, I don't buy that.
He has been very inconsistent throwing the football. He has not been playing. He's nowhere near Flacco.
I don't know about that. But anyway.
All right, so if you want to pick the Colts with Anthony Richardson, be my guest. Them and their bad defense. That's a 50-50 game. That's a coin flip.
I'm not picking Miami Dolphins. So that answers that question. The game of the week potentially this week could be the Minnesota Vikings hosting the Detroit Lions. Detroit coming off a big win last week, but they lost their all-pro defensive end Aiden Hutchinson to a torn fibia, a broken fibia. It was a gruesome injury. It really looked bad. Sorry if you had to see that on TV, but Minnesota coming off their bye, 5-0, looking very confident. This Detroit team scored a lot of points. Once their offensive line is the strength of that team, and their weapons are flying around the place. This could be a potential shootout. I think Minnesota being the more rested team and playing at home, I'm giving them the slight edge. But I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit go into Minnesota and beat them just like they did to the Dolphins last week. The Dallas Cowboys last week.
You mean beat them in the same fashion, or just win the game?
Just win the game. You know what I mean? The Detroit Lions, that offensive line travels. That offensive line travels, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go in Minnesota and beat them. But I'm going with Minnesota to win by maybe a field goal.
Yeah, I think this is a spot where I would have to pick the Vikings. Everything you said about the Lions offense, the offensive line being able to travel, I think their running game is phenomenal. Two-headed monster of Gibbs and Montgomery. The receiving core, especially what's the other guy, Williamson, I think coming along, to complement
Jameson Williams,
Ross St. Brown, and you have Sean Laporte, the tight end. I think Detroit is set on the offensive side of the ball, and I think the Vikings are equally good offensively. I think the separator, though, is that Minnesota is better defensively, and Brian Flores have those guys playing well. The Lions losing Hutchinson, that's a big deal. Where is the pass rush going to come from without him? And the Lions secondary has also been kind of suspect. That a lot of penalties they grab, whatever. I mean, they're really good against the run. And I think in Minnesota, I think the Vikings have the edge in this game. I look for the Vikings to be 6-0.
All right. The Philadelphia Eagles traveled to New York to take on the Giants. The Giants has played some really tough game. They haven't quit at all. They're playing well. God bless his heart. Daniel Jones, he's not the quarterback of the future for the Giants, but they do play hard. I think Philadelphia go in and beat the Giants. It's going to be a close rivalry game because the Giants have not given up anything this year. But I think Philadelphia should be able to squeak out a win against the Giants.
Yeah, this is one of those games where you have to put the Eagles on upset alert. I mean, the Giants defense has been playing solid all season long. All season long, they have been really good, especially the interior defensive line. Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns has been phenomenal.
Yeah, Brian Burns has been every part of that trade.
And the game is in New York. It's a rivalry game. But I'm gonna give the Eagles the benefit of the doubt. I think they're gonna take that trek up to New York, go in there, and I think it's going to be a battle. I think it's going to be a close game, and I think the Eagles with their their talent and their pedigree, will come out on top.
All right.
That's how I see it. I mean, but they definitely are on upset alert in my opinion.
All right, quickly. The Los Angeles Rams should be able to handle the Las Vegas Raiders handsomely at home. Cooper Kupp coming back. They're coming off a bye. They should be able to handle business at home. The Washington football team, Carolina comes in. There's no way Carolina going into Washington and beating that football team.
They should not. But I think Washington should win that game. Yes.
Washington should be able to get back to winning ways after that scare last week in in Baltimore. This in a repeat of last year's Super Bowl, the San Francisco 49 host the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs coming off their bye 5-0 hasn't looked good. The San Francisco 49ers has looked good in most games this year, even though they've given up 3 games that they've lost. They've led by double digits in all of them and still being able to lose. And I almost gave up another L after being up by 17 points last week. Kansas City though, they find ways to win these games. I don't trust San Francisco in these spots. I have Kansas City going in San Francisco and beating them.
Yeah, I can understand that. But this is one of those games I went back and forth with. But at the end of the day, I think that again the difference in this game is going to be the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, San Fran's offense is loaded, but I think the Chiefs, can match them defensively. I expect this to be a nip and tuck affair. But I think that when it comes down to the difference in the game, is going to be Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, and I think the Chiefs find a way to get a win in San Francisco. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a good watch, but I expect the Chiefs to win.
All right, 30 seconds. 30 seconds left. The New York Giants, the New York Jets, fly to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. I know the game is in Pittsburgh, but I don't trust Russell Wilson. I think the Jets with Devontae Adams on that team should be able to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. I have the Jets.
I think the Jets should win also, but keep in mind that Justin Fields threw for under 200 yards for 4 out of his 6 starts. I think Russell Wilson is capable of doing better than that. I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going to go with the Jets because of their defense. I think the Jets is a better team in this matchup.
I have Baltimore beating Tampa at home, even though Tampa has been playing the better football lately. But I think Baltimore is probably the hottest team in the league right now. Give me Baltimore in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I have the Ravens, but I think they could also be on upset alert because I think as you mentioned, the Buccaneers are not to be trifled with. They have the passing weapons that can take advantage of a Ravens pass defense, but I like Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson to pull it out.
And last but not least, the Los Angeles Chargers fly to Arizona to take on the Cardinals, who you never know what you get each week. And because of that, I'm not picking them again. Give me the Chargers. Harbaugh going into the desert, run the ball down their throats. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, this is one of those games where something funny could happen. I mean, the Chargers only scoring 18 points a game. Defensively they've been really solid. Arizona tends to be tougher at home. I'm going to have a leap of faith and say, okay, Jim Harbaugh, do you think? I think the Chargers will win. I think it will be ugly and I think it will be close, but I'm going to go with the Chargers.
All right. So I get in the wrap-up signal. Remy, thanks again for joining.
Hey man, no problem.
Early morning tomorrow morning, 9:30.
No, I won't be watching that game. You can tell me.
You have to watch the Patriots, man. Come on, you have to get up and watch Jacksonville.
I watch the highlights and I give my opinion based on that. It's all right. It's okay. You can tell where it go.
After Liverpool lose, you can switch over and take in some football.
Man, you win today. You feeling yourself, man.
Yeah, okay, man, really feel, man. Get to my third of the season. Proud of myself. But anyway, we have to run.
All right,
thank you for joining again as usual, and we'll be back with more on Sports Nation Live.
You've weathered the storm, but rebuilding and preparing for back to school have taken a toll. It's time to get some money in your pocket. At Chris and Charles, we understand your financial needs. With just a quick call, you can access funds to catch up on bills and cover unexpected expenses. Our process is fast, simple, with funds deposited in your account in no time. Don't stress, get money in your pocket. Call 876-926-0609 or visit our website today. Conditions apply. When you think loans, think Chris and Charles.
This Christmas, let's bring back the spirit of giving, changing lives where it matters most. 'Tis the season to give back to those in need. With over 1,000 vibrant colors, magically help to transform somebody's space or your special place. With EdgeChem Color Glow Plus amazing colors, available in flat, no sheen or gloss. Visit any of our 24 EdgeChem retail stores and other distributors island-wide, or download our EdgeChem Color app. Select your favorite color, and let's bring back the spirit of Christmas. EdgeChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
It's now 7:26 here on Nationwide 90 FM. We're entering the final leg of Sports Nation Live right here on the Revolution in Media. My name is Wayne Walker. Again, Alex will be missing this week. The last time I saw a picture of Alex, he had a golf club in his hand. He took 10 swings off the ball before he hit it. He was even wearing shorts on a golf course. Where was he? In Hawaii or somewhere there? He was playing in Augusta at the Major or the Masters. Who knows? Hopefully he's back next week. So we're into the last segment of the show. 34 minutes to be exact left in the show. And at this juncture, we're going to turn our attention to the West Indies Full Bore Regional Rifle Shooting Competition. And it's scheduled for October 28 to November 4 in Guyana at the Rarocabre range in Guyana. And the Jamaica team will be 10 members strong. And the team will consist of 9 males and 1 female. Jamaica won the competition when they hosted it in 2022, but they finished 2 places down at last year's edition. Last year was in Antigua, I think, and the captain of the team, Nicole Guy Chin, and I was going to play something from her, which she gave us this week, but since she's here, let's not do that. Let's go straight into having a chat with the members that we've got in the studio tonight. And ladies before gentlemen, in this case a lady before a gentleman, Nicole Guy Chin is captain of the Jamaica team. She's here with me. And welcome to the studios of Nationwide 90 FM. If you could come a little closer to the microphone. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for the long wait. We had you waiting a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, the NFL people, whenever they take over the studio, they tend to be long. But okay. There you go. But it's impressive. The only female on the team, and you're the captain of the team. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. We also got Major John Nelson. He's president of a regional association. He's also a member of the team. Major, good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
And glad to have you here.
And I'm very happy to be here too.
Brilliant. And the third person in our studio, not because he's last, he's not least either, right? It's a JRA boss, Mr. Rowan Wilson. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
If you could come a little closer to the microphone, that's nice. Yeah, I see you in your gear. You're in your gear.
Well, it's always sport shooters are always ready.
Ready to go. even when you're in bed.
Absolutely.
So you have this on in bed too. I'm sure not. All right, lady and gentlemen, the championship is coming up to October 28 to November 4. In time for you to be back in the country before the elections the day before, right? So, for those who are so inclined, we're here talking about it. But, Madam Captain,
yes,
how are things in the camp? The 10 members have been selected already. How are things going preparation-wise?
Oh, well, we're basically prepared. We are looking forward to next weekend. Mm-hmm. I think we have a great team. we have a mix of experience and enthusiasm in the team right now, and we're really looking forward to the championship.
In addition to yourself, I'm not sure if there are any other members of the team from last year who came over. How many, if there are any others?
Well, our team is basically repeat members.
All of them?
Yes, most people. We only have one new shooter, Richard Telwell, who is our tyro.
Right.
Basically, everybody that is on the team now are people that have participated in the championship last year in Antigua.
Good. So you should have a very strong team.
Yes, very strong.
Yeah, even though it seems as if Guyana are the standards at the moment, are they? They're the long and short range champions.
They've just been very lucky over and over.
The records don't show that. It shows a team that's pretty much at the peak of their game.
Yes, but Jamaica has our challenges. Last in Antigua, we didn't have our everybody that we could have to participate. So we have challenges like that every now and then.
Right.
And Guyana consistently use the same shooters over and over. So I would say we're not afraid of Guyana.
I don't think we are. Yeah, they won a tournament in England earlier this year as well. They're very active as far as concerned, because I was doing my research and I realized that they were. Yes. All right, Major Nelson, you've got a dual role. You're president of the regional. How do you split? When you're going to go to Guyana, what are you going to go as, a player for Jamaica, or are you going to go also to go to Congress or meetings or so on?
I'm going as a representative for Jamaica on the rifle team. We have an AGM there.
Right.
And it's not an election year, because we observe the Olympic program of 4 years.
I see.
So, but a council meeting is held, and we discuss major issues. For example, Trinidad won't be represented by a team this year. And that is discussed in detail as to a report should be forthcoming from the captain of the Trinidad Association
as to why they're not participating.
Why they're not there. But outside of that, my role is really to shoot and shoot well.
Right.
And of course support the captain as she asks for support.
Right. So Mr. Wilson, since you're always ready, how's your preparation going?
I am not a part of the.
Oh, you're not a part of the 10.
No, I'm not. But the team is a very experienced team.
Yes.
Many of the members of the team have been to several places all over the world, to Bisley, which I believe is considered the mecca of rifle shooting, Canada, and of course all over the Caribbean, and have dominated over many years. Major Nelson himself would have been competing in many of these countries for many, many years. And so I have a lot of confidence that the team that has been preparing under the leadership of Captain Guy Chin has been doing a phenomenal job, and I have every confidence that they will be returning home with a lot of brass. Nicola herself is the reigning Amazon champion, which speaks to the top female in the sport.
In the region?
In the region. So we do anticipate, we're very confident that that trophy is going to be retained. And we also have Captain Dwayne Ford, who would have won a significant award. The name eludes me. The Wargarth Cup. And we also expect, he has been consistently doing well in the United States, where he shoots predominantly these days, and locally when he has the opportunity to do so. We do expect that he will do really well as well.
How was this team selected?
So there was a selection process that it sort of like was an eliminating process. In order to be able to become a part of the team, you would have had to exhaust a number of qualifying shoots, I believe. And Nicola Guy would have managed that process comprehensively. And as a result, the members of the full bore mechanism at the Rifle Association would have competed for a place on the team over a period of time.
Through a ranking system.
Through a ranking system. Okay. All right. Let me get back to you, Major Nelson. So you're basically preparing predominantly to participate in the competition. What's a regular, normal training day like for you?
Well, the problem with rifle shooting is that it's done at Twickenham Park, which is a military range, and they allow us use of it and have from the Commonwealth Games was held here. So our training is usually on weekends, and it's all done at Twickenham Park. But I am always training in some way. You know, right now I'm walking and running and lifting weights, and because it's 5 days of shooting, and it's in Guyana, which is even hotter than Jamaica is right now.
Yes.
And it's very, very seriously draining on your body. So we have to hydrate. I'm familiar with it. I've shot in Guyana many years, and I try to tell the shooters, the younger ones, that it's not something that you can take for granted. By the third day, you're worn down, and that's where the mistakes, and that's where the experienced shooters come to the top. Because they pace themselves over the 5 days.
And it is 5 days non-stop?
Non-stop. There's no break between, there's no intermission, meaning day off.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
You know, so we have the first days of practice day, and then we have 5 days of shooting. And we're literally on the range all day shooting.
So the competition actually starts which day? The date? Because I have October 28th to November 4, but you're saying 5 days.
We're going on Saturday, and Sunday is a practice day.
So Saturday is the 26th, the 27th is a practice day.
And Monday it starts.
And it starts on the Monday, and you
goes
go right the way to November,
Saturday.
to November 4.
And then we fly out on Sunday.
Oh, wow, that's grueling.
Yeah, it is.
In the conditions that's prevailing in Guyana.
It is, very much so.
Yeah. Let me ask you, were you gender restricted, meaning why the disparity so wide amongst the team members, female, male? Are you gender restricted, or it's
No, there are no restrictions with respect to genders in the sport.
Right. It's the disparity I was looking at, really. So I was just asking, the disparity in men to woman, in this case, in our team.
Right. It all comes down to the level of interest that there is at the time, individual interest, that is. And right now, it's just unfortunate that we do not have a much more significant interest among women. But we do have other women who are a part of the rifle shooting mechanism. It is just a matter that they are unable to travel at this time. Karen Anderson, for example, is a very active member of the rifle team, but for other reasons, she is unable to travel with the team. She was actually a part of the team initially. She actually made the team, but she's unable to travel for other reasons.
Yeah. And you're fully funded? You're ready to go, meaning?
Actually, the sport of rifle shooting in general, it's one of the sports that is really difficult. We rarely receive sponsorships. But Karen, Nicola has done a fantastic job in negotiating with different entities to ensure that the team is funded mostly. The Rifle Association does, very honestly, very little in terms of what the team is being fed financially at this moment, because we also are going through our own financial constraints. And the reality is, on the heels of the team returning, we also have a pistol team traveling to Argentina, a pistol team of 14 persons traveling to Argentina to the European Handgun Championships. This is in November. So it's really difficult, but Nicola Gaichin has done a fantastic job in rallying some support. And she should be able to speak more definitively about the type of support that was.
If we could just hand it over to her now.
Sure.
Well, I wouldn't be able to do anything without Major Nelson. So, to be honest, Major has been my legs and arms, and he would be better able to give you details as to who is supporting us, who has contributed to our travels and so on.
Yeah.
I just try to get the money in, and Major gets the money.
Yeah. You know, one of the reasons why I'm so interested in this is because too often sporting associations, which are not amongst the big ones like the football and athletics and cricket, they struggle. The netball team is number 3, 4 in the world, and they struggle to get sponsorship. And how can you be ranked so highly in the world and still struggling? And then you have swimming, who have to, self-sponsor themselves, if you like, and so on and so forth. Which is the reason why I asked. But if I'm to put it over now to Major, the Jamaica Rifle Association, does it fall under the aegis of the Jamaica Olympic Association?
Yes, it does.
But they help minor, quote-unquote, associations like yours.
They helped us. So I'm not sure if we're allowed to announce the support we received on the air. Are we?
You would have to tell me, because I didn't see it as a problem. I mean, whenever they support any other team, they say it.
Okay, well, I would like to say it. The Jamaica Olympic Association, in fact, is our largest financial supporter for this tournament.
Right.
And but shooting is an Olympic sport, you know, not the one we are doing, but it is an Olympic sport.
Yes.
So they offer this financial support with the understanding that development would continue in the sport of target shooting, right? And the president is not entirely fair in what he said, because he also, through the association, supported us very much so, financially.
Oh.
Right? Of course, he wanted to do more, and that's understandable. But he's just. But they also. But we got good support from Spectrum Systems, roofing people, and this is all financial. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even Quick Chick came and held a day at the club, and offered us proceeds from the sales during the day towards the team traveling. Miracle Corporation, through their main number one product, Amsoil, they also supported us also in a financial capacity. And it is true that it wouldn't help us to go without anyone having to find money of themselves, which they had. But it has, the type of contribution we got financially has made a significant difference in allowing all of us to go. Because without that, we probably would have only had 4 or 5 persons going, and that's the truth, you know.
Yeah. It is such a shame that representative teams from one's country have to struggle so hard. It's not that they do it every day or every week. It comes ever so often.
What's hard about this, you see, is that shooting, there's always a negative connotation to shooting. But Jamaica Rifle Association and the full board team has been keeping this sport alive, and it's a very important thing, because this sport offers scholarship, and a lot of people are not aware that this sport offers scholarship for academic scholarship for students abroad.
But do we have Jamaicans who get these scholarships? Oh, often. Yeah. Because in order for it to be pronounced in the society, people have to be getting them, not just the scholarships out there, but Jamaicans getting them to inspire Jamaicans to go for it.
I think one of the problems is that we are not visible, and because of the negative connotation with shooting, we don't have people that come on board to promote it in a positive way. Because we have so many benefits from shooting. Not only the academic scholarships, but for me personally, when I started it, I was a very.
You were skeptical, right?
No. I am speaking to the way I would. My concentration has been improved. My patience have improved.
So it helps you personal development.
Yes, personal development.
Yeah, but you know, it's interesting that you said it twice, and when you said it the first time, I was about to ask you. When you say it again, it now forced me to ask. And it's a general question any one of you three could answer. This negative connotation to shooting, I don't know. I've never heard it, to be honest with you. Really, really never. When you say negative connotation, it means when you go to get sponsorship or you try to recruit people to join the sport, what it is?
No, generally.
And what's a negative connotation?
So
what it is?
Generally speaking, because the sport of shooting involves firearms.
Right.
Once firearms comes into play, not everyone will want to associate their brand with firearms.
But it's a sport.
It is a sport, and we identify with it as a sport. We have been, rifle shooting has been a sport for hundreds of years.
Yes.
In fact, a lot of persons may not know the Jamaica Rifle Association has been in existence for 130 years almost.
Which could very well make it probably the oldest, or clearly one of the oldest associations amongst the sporting bodies.
But the reality is many potential sponsors will prefer not to attach their brand to sport shooting. We always have to give thanks for companies such as Spectrum Roofing, Quick Chick, as Major announced earlier. We do have a pistol competition coming up next week, one of our larger scale, and we have had, fortunately, sponsorship at some level from several companies, including Camcorp. There's several. I can't remember them offhand, but we're very grateful.
I don't want to cut you. What's the issue with the gun, the shooting? What's the issue with the shooting?
I think it's the high crime rate that we have here, but from my perspective, I'm saying, since we're so good at shooting, why not just make it, something that the country can benefit from? We have great shooters in Jamaica, and we're almost sleeping on the possible benefits that we could be getting for the country.
The reality is the perceptions are not just with sponsors. It's all around, because Nicola mentioned earlier how available scholarships are from the sport.
But they don't look at that. They just look at a gun. It's shooting.
Yeah. It's almost impossible.
These people need to be educated.
It's almost
That's
impossible.
what they need to be.
So we need visibility. So we're happy for you.
Right.
Yes. And maybe, it's a good point, maybe if you guys, come forth and put the quote-unquote positive side to it, because I don't see any negative to it. It's a sport. It's in a controlled area. It's rules. It's competition. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense, right? Right. What about boxing?
Listen, you know what it takes for me to be able to fire a good shot? My breathing has to be on point. My concentration has to be on point. The discipline that it takes for you to shoot at 300, 600, 1,000 yards. It takes a lot of focus, and this is what we're lacking even in our students. This is something that we should revisit to bring back to the students of our country and get them some scholarships. Not everybody can run.
And not everybody can play football.
No. And not everybody can play football. So why not just Jamaica is a mecca of sport.
Yeah.
It's not just the mecca of athletics. If we capitalize on getting the talents out there, this country would be rich, but we're sleeping on it, and shooting is one of those things.
Yeah. Let me ask you again, the tickets have been bought already for all the members of the team?
Yes.
Hotel sorted?
We're trying.
So
Mostly.
What's the issue with the hotel?
Well, this is a part of where we have to find our own money. But if you know somebody...
No, I was just wondering. I mean, you've got just a couple of days.
Nationwide,
Yeah, I probably could talk to Cliff on Monday, but on Tuesday. But the thing is, I was in Paris a couple of weeks ago for the Olympic Games, and my hotel room, mind you, it's the Olympics. So in terms of the attention and so on, the disparities chase the chalk. But the bottom line is, if you're going to prepare yourself for competition, your hotel should be a week away. Your hotel should have been booked already. You shouldn't be running around looking to get money.
Well, we're booked. We're booked, but
yes.
we're not.
But
paid
money
yet.
to pay for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to pay on arrival.
And we still
but pay on arrival.
Yeah, but we're booked.
But the honest truth is, we still have members of this team that are still working, trying to work this week to get their monies.
The final amount.
The final amount. So that's a reality.
The tickets are paid for, so getting there is not an issue.
It's just to pay for the actual paying of the hotel. Well, ask Chris Samida.
The Ghana National Rifle Association books the hotel for everybody.
Yes, but you pay on arrival.
You pay on arrival. So it's not that we are hoping when we get there we still have a room. It doesn't work like that.
Oh, the room will be there once you have the money.
Yeah. So when you get there now, you pay for your room.
Oh, okay. So it's about getting the money.
Some, as Nicola said, some of the team members are using this last week to get the final amounts.
What's the shortfall? What's the shortfall?
It's 1,000.
What's the total? You'd probably need to say, okay, fine, we can pay for the rooms when we get there. In money in hand.
1,400
US?
Yes. Probably.
1,400 US? That's
Yes.
a fall? Then call Chris Samida.
I did. He gave us.
Could you give us the?
No, but he really.
He did well for us.
Yes.
I know. But
we need to call somebody else.
$1,400. Yeah, but $1,400.
Anyone that's listening, hello.
$1,400.
No, he did good for us, and the truth is that there was no argument about it.
Uh-huh.
Went to the GOA, and the GOA said, absolutely, we're on board with you.
Yes.
You know?
Wow. So, Nicola, you're the captain. Major Nelson did say, they train on weekends and so on. Have you step it up as you get closer to the competition?
Yes, I think I'm labeled as one of the miserable captain because
You look that way.
really. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But my love for shooting started in Guyana, and we've never been back to Guyana until now. So I went to Guyana as a non-shooter and returning next week as the captain of the team. So this means a lot to me. So I've tried, and with a lot of cooperation from the team members, to get us activated, motivated, and on point. And I can tell you, maybe if I'm going to say, of all the members of the team, one person that might not be a sharpshooter, it would be people that might not be a sharpshooter, it might be one. So we have a great team, good shots, and I'm really looking forward to beating Guyana on their own soil.
Yeah, we checked in with the Guyana Rifle Association this week, and they were telling us they're servicing the 24 target mechanism, and they've been doing the work around the place, and they intend to retain their titles. So there are three categories. It's a long, short range, and individual.
Yeah, there is an individual award. There's a team award, and then there's a long range match and a short range match.
Oh,
but it works in spells, because we dominated for many years, and it's now Guyana's turn.
Time to do it.
Even when they were at their peak, we beat them in 2022, and it was by 1 point. And when you think of
that's when we hosted the championship here,
And but you are correct. They are very difficult to beat. They took their full team to England.
To England, right?
And that's tremendous practice that I've gotten there.
Yeah.
So they're not.
They're not unbeatable.
No, they're not unbeatable.
Right. Yeah.
And when they collapse really. I hope they're hearing this too. Yeah. When they collapse, they collapse very badly.
Yes. Yeah. What's impressed me about it, I was talking to Sean Devers in Guyana, I think on Tuesday. One of the things that impressed me with Guyana and their interest in this is that the government has taken a big interest in this one.
Very supportive.
Yes, because this tournament is a big thing in Guyana.
It is.
Yes, and I was taken aback when I heard how big it was. They're looking forward to it. It's a big thing.
If I may say, it's the president who fires the opening shot.
Irvin Ali, yes. Right.
He declares it
the tournament open. Yeah, that was impressive. The US taking part for the first time. That's sort of strange.
Very much so.
But there's some upside to that. You get a bit more exposure because I hear ESPN by the fact that the Americans are taking part for the first time. So you guys that should really be a shot in the arm for the tournament.
It is.
I think the Canadians are there as well.
Yes, they're there as well. I think they're there for the first time as well.
No,
they've been there before. Okay, cool.
They were here in 2022.
2022. Okay.
They love the West Indies, regardless of which country it is.
Yes.
So they always have a team here.
Yeah. So Barbados is going to be there. Antigua is going to be there. Yes. Grenada. How good is Grenada?
No, Grenada doesn't have a team. They have two individuals.
Two individuals, yeah. Because I look at the list and noticed their name. Grenada was there as well.
So what we do is that they would have a mixed team. Like Trinidad will only have 2 shooters there. So they won't have a full team of 8, which is what the team comprises. So they will be allowed to shoot a team of 6. So like we have 10, the captain could lend that team 2.
Oh.
So they are allowed to shoot in a team match. They wouldn't be sitting down. So everybody shoots.
Yes. Interesting. Mr. President, you'll be watching from afar? Or are you going?
Absolutely. We intend to put some form of mechanism in place to monitor the competition as it progresses so that the membership of the Rifle Association can be constantly updated and offer support.
Yeah. One of the things I suggest you do as one of the minor sports, and it's no disrespect to say minor sports, it's just the reality of the order in which the different sports fall. And one of the things I suggest presidents or representatives of these quote-unquote minor sports do is to reach out to the media. And say, for instance, this football championship in Guyana. it's incumbent on you guys to get the information at the end of the day, each day, and give it to the media and let them, put it in their various sportscasts and so on. That it really helps.
Well, I did that last year. No, I wasn't the captain, but Antigua, I sent right here nationwide.
Yes.
Updates on the day, because along with the Wogart and the Amazon and all of the other trophies that are available in this championship, they have smaller but good what's the word I'm trying to find, rewards, like banks, like 300 winners, day aggregates and stuff like that. So even if it's such a good sport that even if you don't win the Wogart or the Amazon, you still can achieve something as the days go by. And then these results are sent directly to Alric and to
so
Jerry.
you communicate on WhatsApp with Alric?
Yes.
Good. So when you're in Guyana, as a captain, you probably could do a voice message, giving an overall summary.
Okay.
No more
Of
than 45 seconds for each day.
Yes.
But also, if there's an outstanding performance, say Major Nelson has an outstanding performance on the day, you get something from him and you send it to Alric.
Already done.
Right. So in addition to the information that you send back, you also send an audio clip, and you get a full story every day. And I promise you, if you do that every day, we do it. We write a story and put the clip in it every day.
Great.
We will do that.
Thank you.
Because
I
you see,
appreciate that.
you have to help to push the sport yourself. I mean, it's your sport, and you need to look at the scholarship aspect of it. I'll never ever know this, and I'm sure the public doesn't know this, and I'm sure your sponsors don't know this.
A lot of public listening to us now.
And you also need to sell this to the sponsors when you go there. Worse, because there's a negative connotation around it.
We do our best, and that is why we still have sponsors. Maybe not the
big ones,
quantity, and but we do have sponsors that believe in us and have followed us and seen our work. So it's just to get public.
Right, and if you do what I tell you and they hear it enough, they'll start to believe. And another thing that I suggest and recommend, not just to the minor sports but to the big ones. You see, corporate Jamaica, if you go to them only when you're traveling or if you want money, they probably will not be too receptive. But if you could use your PR person, whoever that person is, to sort of, arrange a meeting, to sort of educate the sponsors on what your product is, as opposed to wait until you travel, you're telling them. You tell them ahead of time. You leave a dossier with them, something, so they can look at it and tell them that, you have 3-4 tournaments and you might be coming back to them a little later on this year. So you give them a chance ahead of time with all the information. You get scholarship, you can this, it helps your personal development, because when you come to me and say you're traveling tomorrow to the Full Bore One, I don't even know what that is, you just come because you want money. I want you to build a relationship, and you build a relationship by checking with the people when you don't want something from them.
Okay, so dear sponsors, we're going to be having our nationals in December, and Barbados will be coming up in May. Thank you.
That's very nice. But also, you see, face to face, when you're talking to people, when you want their solicitor, it's an important aspect of life generally, to sit and talk to them face to face.
Absolutely good advice.
Something to think about.
Yes.
I'm very grateful for the information you passed on with respect to passing on the daily report. It might become important, and we appreciate the support from Nationwide.
Yes.
It might become important for a pistol mechanism as well.
Definitely.
As I indicated earlier, we have a team traveling to Argentina.
There you go.
We have our final qualifier for the World Shoot of Pistol in South Africa next year. That qualifier is next Saturday, the same day when this team leaves.
There you go.
So once we're able to pass on that information, hopefully it will go a far way in reaching the areas that it
and your schedule of events, put them together at the start of the year, itemize where you're going to go. Even if you're not going to them, you put the schedule of events, and so we can have an idea of what you're going to be doing. This Argentina thing, you're just telling it to me, no, I should know this from February because you've given me your schedule of events. Unless it wasn't on the calendar and they inch it on, once they do, you call and say, okay, that roster that I gave you, add such and such to it, it just came to fruition. Whatever.
Absolutely.
So if you do that, it's about promoting your own sport and so on. Yeah. Well, it was an absolute pleasure having you guys here. We get out of here at 8 o'clock. We're now 2 minutes away. So we're going to clear the time for them to play the last set of commercials. But we wish you all the best when you go off. When do you leave?
We leave on Saturday.
On Saturday. That's the 26th. There you go. And so you go down to Trinidad. and then you go to Guyana?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still that route. Wow,
Yes,
that's been that
it
way
is.
for years.
Yes.
First time I went to Trinidad '96, I was either go down to Trinidad, then you head up to Guyana,
Yeah.
and you wake
But
up
it's
at
good
4
because
in
they
the
get doubles.
Yeah, in Trinidad. They wake up at 4 in Trinidad to get to Piarco because the flight is coming in from Guyana. You have to catch it to come to this side. All right, guys.
Thank you, too.
And lady,
Thank
not a
you
problem.
from
All
all
the
of us.
very,
Thank you
very
very
best.
much for
Yes,
having us.
man. All the very best. I hope that you come back with the championship title.
We'll do very well.
Yes,
We'll do our
yes.
best too.
Thank you.
Thanks
Yes,
again.
man. All
Thank
the
you
best
too,
to you.
sir.
Yes, man. All right, so we've come to the end of Sports Nation Live for another week, yeah? We hope you enjoyed it. That farce down there at Carter Park with the light going off and the man leaving with the key. It's crazy. These people need to get their heads together. All right, thanks to Minister Vaz, we heard, who intervened, and they could suddenly find him. I wonder if it's a rum bar they find him. It must be drunk. You can't have the key for the lights at the stadium when you're gone and match playing there. It's crazy. All right, so we've come to the end of the show for another week. Thanks so much to Major John Nelson, Jerry Boss, Ron Wilson, and of course, Nicola Guy Chin, captain of the team going off to Guyana. I also like to say thank you to Mr. Malcolm down there in Portland, who's done so well for us this week in particular, and Jerome and his team who brought us the NFL. Thank you so much as well. We're going to be back next week. Not sure if Alec is going to come off the golf course by the time, but let's hope. Kevin Williams, our technical operator, thank you so much, brother. And thanks for you for listening. Clive Busy Campbell was here with us as well in studio, and we thank you so much, Clive. We've got to go now. We're going to be back next week, God's willing. My name is Wayne Walker. Have a good evening.